Midday. Yeah, but this is not Nora Gay Banton. Yeah, this is Tyrone Reed. I'm pinch hitting for the affable and erudite Nora Gay Banton. She's off, I'm told. Unconfirmed reports is that Nora is off drinking a virgin pina colada somewhere with sand between her toes. Those are the unconfirmed reports. Yeah, well placed sources have advised us, yeah, that she's having a good time. Nora is on vacation, getting some well deserved rest as she works with Cliff Hughes. She needs all the rest that she can get. So, good morning to you, wherever you are watching from around the world. Yeah, good morning to our YouTubers at Nationwide 90 FM. Yeah, soon jump on over to the chat to see who's there with us. Top of the morning to you if you're listening to us on the 90 FM band, 90.3, 90.5, and 90.7, and 90.9. Yeah. And if you're joining us via the NNN app, top of the morning to you, of course, the app is available in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store as well. Yeah. It's the consumer hour. We go from 9 to 10. Yeah. And it's Immigration Mondays, where we take your questions and concerns about visiting or immigrating to the US or Canada. As usual, I'm joined by U.S. immigration attorney Opal Lee and Canadian immigration consultant Nadine Mahabir. Welcome to you, ladies. Top of the morning to you, Lady Opal and Lady Nadine. Are you with us?
And good morning to Nationwide Network.
And
Hello.
good morning to you. Good morning to you. Who is that, Opal? Or
This
is
is
that Nadine?
Nadine.
Nadine, good morning to you, Nadine. How are you?
I am very well, thank you. And yourself? And
Not too
good
shabby.
morning, Miss Nora. I hope you're enjoying your vacation.
Yeah, I hope she is as well. And let's. So is Opal with us as yet? Is Opal there? Opal, good morning.
Good morning, Tyrone.
Ah,
Good morning, Nadine. Good morning to our wonderful and loyal listeners and viewers. Happy Monday.
thank you. There you are, Lady Opal. Top of the morning to you as well. I trust that both of you had a great weekend. Just filling in for Nora. You won't have to put up with me next Monday, God willing. She should be back with us. Opal, let's begin with you. Are there any updates on U.S. immigration?
All right. So there's not much of an update right now, but the big thing is tomorrow is election in the United States. That's a big, big thing, and everybody's talking about that. It's should I say the greatest day in the United States, where United States citizens can go ahead and exercise their right to actually vote. And on the immigration side, just remember that if you're not a United States citizen, please do not do that. Do not make that cardinal mistake and go vote. If you are a legal permanent resident, you cannot vote. You're not authorized. To vote. So don't do that. If you are ineligible to vote because you're not a United States citizen and you have family members and friends who are eligible to vote, you should definitely go ahead and encourage them to vote. One more thing, I mean, because of course, the big ticket is immigration is a big ticket on that election ballot. So, it's definitely going to affect us one way or the other. But I wanted to remind our listeners of one thing though, because I'm seeing a trend I'm seeing a trend where people are making a mistake. As a reminder, if you're in the United States, because people have been saying that, okay, can they adjust their status in the United States if the filing was already going on while they were in Jamaica? Let's say they changed their mind, they no longer want to do consular processing. Can they do it in the United States? The key to this is that a visa number has to be available at the time that you try to adjust your status. So the visa number has to be available. And the next big thing is that you have to be in lawful status. I remember doing a couple consultations last week and people were crying when I let them know that they no longer can, now they have overstayed their visa. Like, for example, if your mother or father is filing for you, right now it takes about 9 years if you're single. So if they just start filing for you 2 years ago, and even if the I-130 was approved or even that's pending, and you are now in the United States on a visiting visa, guys, you cannot stay here and adjust because a visa number is not available to you because it will take about 9 years, and you cannot continue to stay in the United States unlawfully, overstay that visa, because usually get 6 months. You can't just stay here unlawfully and continue to do that. That's a big no-no. So I've had some people cry when I've been telling them the news, and I said I was going to talk about it on Nationwide so that other people don't cry in that consultation. So just be mindful that a visa number has to be available and you have to be in lawful status, meaning you can't have overstayed your visa, can't have worked unlawfully in the United States at the time that you submit that adjustment. Now, if you're married to a United States citizen, or if you have a child who's at least 21 years old, you're considered an immediate family member. For those, yes, you can adjust, even if because the visa number is always going to be available for in that sense. And even if you overstay your visa, they will forgive you for that. It's not going to be a barrier to you adjusting. But those are the two situations. Over to you, Nadine and Tyrone.
Right. Thank you so much for that update, Opal. Of course, immigration, a big ticket item, and the vote is tomorrow. Tomorrow is a big day in the U.S., and it will have an impact on immigration either way. Thank you, Opal. Lady Nadine, of course, over in Canada, this whole business of immigration is also a big ticket political item as well. What's the latest in Canada?
Well, Tyrone, as we had actually discussed last week, they are cutting back on the immigration numbers as well. And to our U.S. friends, please remember that whatever happens in the U.S. affects us greatly in Canada. So be very careful when you cast your vote tomorrow. And hopefully we're not setting mankind backwards. Now, Tyrone, I'd actually like to remind our listeners, especially our Canadian listeners who are planning to travel for Christmas, please check your travel documents. Ensure that your passport will be valid for at least 6 months from the date of your travel, and that you have if you're a permanent resident, that you have a valid permanent resident card. If you do not have a valid permanent resident card, it means that you will need to apply for what is called a travel document when you go to the country. Let's say you're coming home to Jamaica for Christmas. When you get here, you'll need to apply for your travel document, I'm going to say immediately, so that way it can hopefully be finalized by the time you're ready to return back to Canada. Bear in mind as well that over the holidays, of course, everybody slows down. A lot of people go on vacation. So again, just ensure that you check your travel documents from now to ensure that they are valid for the duration of your travel. Thanks, Tyrone.
Thank you so much for that update there, Nadine. Important reminders. I'm now, I gather at this point, we'll ask you both to give your contact information, yeah, before we take the break. So, Lady Opal, to you first, the contact information, and then from you as well, Lady Nadine.
Thank you so much. So for Opal Lee, phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That is 876-854-3599. In the United States, it is 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. Or you may go to our website if you wish to make an appointment. That's www.flowjamlegal.com.
Over to you, Lady Nadine.
Thanks, Tyrone. For Nadine Mahabir, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cdnintl.com. Thanks, Tyrone.
Thank you so very much, ladies. It's Immigration Mondays right here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Tyrone Reed, pinch hitting for the affable Nora Gay Banton. We're up on our first break. Yeah, it's Immigration Mondays and it's Nationwide Radio. Immigration matters right here to us because we know it matters to you. We take the break and come back with more.
You can have it all. Company events, birthday parties, or the wedding of your dreams. It's all possible at Grand Palladium Hotels and Resorts. We have magnificent event rooms and a dedicated team that will make your event the best experience that only Grand Palladium Hotels and Resorts can offer. Contact us at 876-619-0000 or call your favorite travel agency and ask about our promotion designed especially for you.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Welcome back. Top of the morning to you. It's a Monday, yeah, the most maligned day of the week, but you can make the most of your Mondays, yeah, if you approach it with a positive attitude, yeah. It's Immigration Mondays right here inside the Consumer Hour. Nora Gay's off on a frolic of her own. She's having fun out there and I'm sitting in for her. Yeah. Enjoy yourself, Lady Nora, with me inside Immigration Mondays. Yeah. These scholarly, very knowledgeable ladies on these matters concerning immigration. We have Lady Opal Lee and Lady Nadine Mahabir with us. And of course, let's jump on over to our YouTube page to see what's happening over there. We missed a shout out this morning. I know Nora would normally give you guys a shout out. Marigold Weber, we see you. Errol Townsend, top of the morning to you. KT Buelo, yeah. Prosette, good morning to you. Mick Hewell, interesting spelling there. Sophia Fraser, yeah, good morning to you. Doreen Morrison, Ann Clark, Merlene Russell, Monica Callum. We see you, Lady Audrey, top of the morning to you as well. And there is someone on here, some interesting names are on here, but someone is going by the letter V. That's it. Good morning to you, V. Yeah. And she says, enjoy a well-deserved vacation, NGB. Absolutely, absolutely. Monica Stone, we see you. Top of the morning to you as well. Cherry Keir, good morning to you. Richard Palmer, we see you, my brother. Top of the morning to you as well. The Real Island Chef, Patricia, my goodness, I love these handles. Says November birthday peeps, morning, YouTubers. And she also sent some coffee for those who are so inclined. Yeah. Let's jump into some of the questions we're seeing here on YouTube, ladies. We have Richard Palmer asking, how long should it take for a permanent resident to get a green card and the SSN? That one sounds like it's for you, Lady Opal.
Yes, it is. So to get the green card, they didn't really state if it's just to for the card to arrive in the mail. Has the I-130, I-45 has been approved? Has this person just entered the United States? So, Mr. Palmer, if you could just give a little bit more information, but just to let you know, if you have not filed anything yet and you're in the United States and doing an adjustment of status, it usually takes between a year to 2 years for the green card application to be approved. And after the approval, let's say that an interview is actually scheduled and everything is successful. Normally, the card is issued within about 2 weeks or so. Now, if there is some complications or if there's some issues, for example, if it's your spouse that's filing for you and they believe the marriage is not bona fide and they want, to do a little bit more digging, it might take a little bit longer time. So if everything goes well and the interview goes well, you should get that green card within about 2 weeks or 2 weeks, or, maybe a month. If you're just entering the United States, if you did the interview in Jamaica, for example, and then you entered and you paid the fee for the green card to be mailed to you, again, it might take about a month, even up to 4 months or so for the actual green card to be mailed to you.
Thanks so much for that response. Another one here is from V, and V is asking, what does the paper from a council office is say permanently inadmissible means? Let me see if I can read it one more time. What does the paper from a council office that says permanently inadmissible means? Can one be filed for by a child who is a citizen, or can one reapply for a non-immigrant visa? It's a moral turpitude
Turpitude
issue.
issue.
Yes.
Right. So that person, it means that they have some issues, right? They have maybe a criminal a record. They did something in the past that considered or it acts upon their moral turpitude. They find that they're not a person of good moral character because of that criminal act. But other reasons for you to be inadmissible, you could have had a prior immigration violation. And so this person appears to have been filing for an immigrant visa, meaning to migrate to the United States. And so it's possible that they may need to apply for a waiver. If it's a criminal action, you can apply for the waiver based on a child. But if it's a U.S. immigration violation, you won't be able to get that waiver through a child. You'd have to get that waiver through a United States or permanent resident spouse or a parent. For this person, Tyrone, they would need to contact our office to do a consultation. So I can do a one-on-one with them and try and see what exactly the issue is and to see whether or not a waiver may be available to that person.
All right, V, you heard that there from Lady Opal. She says make contact with her office. And of course, if you missed the contact information, we're going to run through it again before we bring the curtains down on today's program. Another one for you, Lady Opal, and this one is coming from Ann Clark. And she says, at Opal, if my U.S. citizen spouse file a petition for me, can another family member do the affidavit of support? The petitioner is employed but seems has second thoughts about the responsibility.
All right. So here's the thing. Another family member or even friend can do a joint, can act as a joint sponsor. So that person can also do the affidavit of support and submit their tax returns, at least 6 months pay stubs or a job letter. And of course, prove that that person is a U.S. citizen or provide that information that they're a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. However, they cannot just bypass the U.S. citizen petitioner. The U.S. citizen petitioner has to file a affidavit of support. Even if that person's income is zero, it is a requirement. So I'm a little bit nervous now that that person is saying they're having second thoughts, that they don't really want to provide their own information to their own beneficiary. That's not good. So that even if that person's income is zero, they have to still do an affidavit of support, but a joint sponsor can also accompany that affidavit.
I see. And, interestingly, we perhaps should have said this at the top of the program. Someone is asking if we started early today. The clock was turned back on Sunday. Yeah, it fall back, as they call it. It's fall in a number of the North American territories. And so the clock went back, I think, on Sunday, 2 a.m. It went back 1 hour. Yeah. So Jamaica is perhaps now 3 hours behind some places in the US and Canada as well. and I gather the time zone may be equal to some other places as well. So we didn't really start early. Perhaps it's where you're located, and it's because daylight saving time came to an end. Let's see if we, and of course, we're taking calls as well. 876-618-8255. Yeah, if you want to reach us on the phone, if you have a question for the knowledgeable professionals here on Immigration Monday, Opal Lee and Nadine Mahaber, you can give us a call and they'll try to respond to your questions. 876-618-8255. Only seeing questions about the U.S. so far. Let me see if I can bounce another one at you, Lady Opal. Audrey says, my two children are citizens of the U.S. I'm here trying to convince them to give Lady Kamala their vote.
That
My
wasn't a
daughter
question. That was just
it,
something that they wanted
yeah,
to just
it,
share.
yes, that's not a question. She says my daughter leaning to Trump, which is sad. She says, I'm sure Cliff would agree with you. Let me see if we can find another one here, another commentary about Canada here. Not necessarily a question. KT Buelo. Audrey's responding to KT Buelo, saying, looking forward to migrate to the USA shortly. Let me see.
I
No,
think we missed one
just
up top, Tyrone,
yeah.
the one from God's Masterpiece.
Let me see if I can pick that one up. God's Masterpiece says, good morning, Opal. Yes, thank you, Lady Opal. As a citizen with no longer a green card, can I still use my Jamaican passport when traveling to Jamaica? And also, how long does it take if my husband stays in Jamaica until processed?
All right. So as a citizen of the United States and you're going to Jamaica, so you have well, if you no longer have a green card, yes, you can use your Jamaican passport. So you can either use your Jamaican passport or your U.S. passport to enter Jamaica. However, when returning to the United States, a Jamaican passport will not cut it as a green card holder. You have to, a Jamaican passport will not cut it if you're a United States citizen, I should say. You will need to have a United States citizen passport to re-enter the United States. Now, if you're going to be filing for your husband is in Jamaica, it takes about a year for the I-130 to be approved. And then I normally say add another year or so for the National Visa Center part of it. And then, for you to get the husband to get an interview at the U.S. consulate. So I would say about 2 years.
I see someone was offering a comment there about the possibility of her husband staying in the U.S. and adjusting. Is that a good suggestion?
It is. Wait, hold on. Let me be careful with my words here. So if the husband has a visa, entered without the intention of overstaying, but they had every intention, Tyrone, of going back to their lovely country, Jamaica. But then things change once they're on the U.S. soil and their wife said, listen, I can't do without you anymore. For example, stay here. Or maybe the wife becomes pregnant and said, I can't do this alone. So situation change at that time. Then yes, they could go ahead and adjust. And it's actually faster because the person would get a work permit maybe within about 3 months or 4 months. They would get a work permit. They could even apply for a travel permit if they want to travel while the green card application is pending. And then, yes, they could become a United States permanent resident within about a year versus dealing with any backlogs if they're outside the United States. So yes, it's easier if the person did have a visa and was in the United States.
Well, thank you so much for that, Oprah. We're up on our second break, and we want some questions from Canada. Come on, folks, give us some questions from Canada. We have a caller online. Should we take Arlene now, or should we throw it to the break, Lady Michelle? What do you recommend? Throw it to the break or take Arlene right now? All right, Arlene, please hold the line for us. It's Immigration Mondays right here on the Nationwide 90 FM. We're inside the Consumer Hour with Opal Lee Esquire, of Flow Jam Legal. And we also have the affable and erudite Nadine Mahaber with us as well. And we're feeling your questions. You can put them in the chat on YouTube, or you can call in 876-618-8255. We'll take our next break and come back with more right after this.
Spectrum Insurance Brokers provides quality insurance coverage and risk management services. The time by Spectrum Insurance Brokers Limited, setting the industry standards, is
9:30.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Welcome back. Thank you so very much for sticking and staying with us right here inside the Nationwide 90 FM. Yeah, 90.3, 90.5, 90.7, 90.9. And of course, if you are technologically savvy, you want to jump on over there on our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM Live. Yeah, you can join the conversation there as well. Inside the studio with us, it's Immigration Mondays. Yeah, it's the Consumer Hour. We have U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee and Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahaber. Let's pause our questions from the YouTube just for a moment. You can keep posting them. We're going to come back to it. But we have Arlene online this morning. Top of the morning to you, Lady Arlene.
Good morning, Carol. Good morning, Opal and Nadia.
Good morning.
Opal, I'm calling to tell you a big thank you. Because with your encouragement, I went and did my citizenship and was able to vote last week. When you said it was going to raise this year, actually I told it last year and I studied and I didn't do it. So I said, no, sure, I'm better then because I'm only want to spend 5 more years here. But my daughter said, Mommy, when you're in America, so you're not going to look for trouble, trouble come look for you. So when it was going to raise last in April, I did application March 31 at 10:59 p.m. The answer that I say I submit the document April 1. I took your advice and I said to me, make sure we state to them that it was on the last day of March. It was 17, so the new fees was applied. I did my biometrics on April 15. Did my interview on September 18th, did my hearing last week Wednesday, and I went to vote last week Thursday.
Oh
So,
my
thank
God.
you,
Congratulations.
Yes, thank you. I'm in love with it all the way. Thank you, bye.
That is awesome. I'm so happy. I'm so happy for you. Thank you so much as well for calling in and saying that. And it was my pleasure assisting. No problem. I love that.
Absolutely, absolutely. We like to hear those calls giving updates, yeah, the good results you get from the wise advice provided here on Immigration Mondays. News commentator J.A., top of the morning to you. She's asking, where's Nora? Blessings all. Well, Nora is somewhere, we're being told. Well-placed sources say she's sipping a pina
Pina
colada
colada?
somewhere with sand between her toes. That's what unconfirmed reports from well-placed sources. Yeah. Denise is also on the line with us. Top of the morning to you, Lady Denise.
Morning to everybody. I have a Canadian question. My
Wonderful.
son is actually going into his second year at NAIT in Edmonton. However,
Seems we've lost connection there with Denise. Denise, are you still with us?
Hear me now?
Yes, we're hearing you now, Lady Denise. Please go ahead.
all
Yes.
right, let me start again. I'm not sure what happened. So, yes, my son is going in second year at NAIT, but he's doing one of the courses that is not one of the prescribed courses going forward that will allow him to get a 3-year work permit. He's doing business marketing. What will happen to students like him who got caught in between? Because he's completed 1 year, he's about to complete the other year. Will they be grandfathered in, or are they going to be affected by these new changes?
Hi, good morning, Ms. Denise.
Morning.
As far as I know, he would be, as you said, grandfathered in, because the dates for the new students, I don't know it off the top of my head, but I believe it would have been September of this year. So students who started prior to when the new rules came into effect, they would not be affected by that. They would still qualify for their post-grad work permit. So, Tyrone, what Denise is referring to is, as of this year, I believe as of this current semester, which is September 2024, right, persons who are going to be starting their status in Canada as an international student, you need to be registered in a program where the occupation is in demand. Otherwise, right, you will not qualify for your post-grad work permit, which is the work permit that is given to students who qualify after completion of their studies. So your son should qualify. What I can do is I'll double-check the start date, and I can let you know on Monday if that's okay. But I'm pretty sure that he should be grandfathered in, so not to worry.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, you're very welcome.
Thank you for that question there, Lady Denise. And let me just throw one to you. I'm looking at an article here, Lady Nadine, and it says the caption of the article is how IRCC's new immigration levels plan prioritizes in Canada candidates. It goes on to say, and I want you to let me know if this is on point. The Canadian federal government has allocated 40% of permanent admission spaces in 2025 to candidates already in Canada. According to Immigration, Refugees and Citizenship Canada's newest immigration levels plan, nearly half of all planned admission spaces for new permanent residents in the coming year will be allocated to a new express entry priority group known as the In Canada Focus category. Is that spot on? Is that accurate? Should people, because it was posted on the internet, but we know not everything on the internet is true. So the internet is a wild place. So is that true? Are they prioritizing in Canada candidates?
Well, Tyrone, to be honest, right now, for most persons to qualify for permanent residency, you actually would need to go up as a student or a worker and then qualify for residency. So, yes, if they're going to be given persons in Canada priority, then that would be perfect, because that is the intent, or, most persons who go to Canada on temporary status as a student or a worker would eventually like to qualify for residency. And right now, a lot of persons, we have a lot of persons who will call us, my postgrad is going to expire. I haven't qualified for residency yet. What am I going to do when my postgrad work permit expires? Or what happens when my work permit expires and I want to stay in the country? Right? So, for all these students who have spent so much money to come to Canada and study with the hopes that they're going to qualify for residency, I think it is only fair that the government does come up with a category to help these persons qualify.
Thank you so
to answer
much.
Your question, Tyrone, yes, I do hope that they really do assist all these persons to qualify for permanent residency.
Thank you so very much for that response there, Lady Opal. Let's jump back on over to our YouTube chat. Cherry Care is saying I should stop describing myself as a middle-aged guy. I am a middle-aged guy, Cherry Care. You're way too kind, yeah? But Katie Buelo has a question for you, Lady Opal. She says, can an LPR adjust status for a spouse?
Okay, so that's how I opened the program, where I said, if you're in the United States, a visa number must be available to you. And in this case, it is not. It is not current right now. For legal permanent residents filing for their spouses, right now they're only at, if you're in the United States, they're only at July 2024. So that means they're only working on cases that were filed on or before July 2024. What that means for you, if that person just entered, for example, now in November, it's not current. You cannot submit an adjustment of status application. Now, if the person was a United States citizen, then yes, you could submit it. So, KT Buello, no. The LPR at this current time, they cannot. Legal permanent residents cannot adjust status for their spouses at this time.
Thanks for that, Lady Oprah. We have on the phone lines. Remember, you can reach us 876-618-8255. Don't just sit on your veranda and wonder about it. We have the experts right here inside Immigration Mondays to assist you. Mike is our next caller online. Top of the morning to you, Mike.
Morning, Tyrone, Anglia Bangle.
Anglia Bangle, Magena.
All right. Good morning, Opal. Opal is well.
Good morning.
Excited all the best tomorrow. And to
All
my
right.
Canadian counterpart, Nadine, I hope you're liking the weather.
Hi, good morning. I am, thank you. No. Actually, we've been having so much rain here. It's crazy. I've never seen so much rain in my life.
Okay, well, it's just a bit windy here in Toronto.
Okay.
I have a question for you, Nadine. I'm a landed immigrant. I have two kids in Jamaica. They are both underage, 12 and 15.
Okay.
They are on the document. The question, I'll be doing my citizen test in about 3 months' time. Does that automatically makes them a citizen when I finish the test?
No. If they were in Canada as permanent residents, then yes, they would qualify for citizenship. But based on the fact that you have not yet correct? They're not yet permanent residents, correct?
No, they're not as it.
Okay, right. So they would need to be permanent residents. I mean, of course, you can sponsor them at any time. You're a permanent resident, and of course, once you're not on social assistance for reasons other than disability, you can sponsor your children. You do not need to show a minimum income.
Okay, I also have another quick question. If they, for instance, I file for them this year, is it okay for them to go back to Jamaica for school and return for summer and for Christmas?
All right. So to maintain their permanent residency status, they need to be physically present in Canada for 730 days out of the 5 years from when they landed. So, I understand you wanting them to probably complete high school in Jamaica. The immigration process may take about a year, and then normally they would have a year from when they did their medical to land in Canada. So, I would say probably a year and a half to 2 years before they would come to Canada. So you could probably bear that timeline in mind when you decide, okay, when are the kids going to stay here permanently, that is.
Okay. I was planning to take it off come January, so that should be fine.
Okay, so you're planning to start the process in January?
Yes.
Okay, right. So, yes, so then okay, fine, it's going to take at least a year to be finalized, and then they'll have a year from when they did their medical to land in Canada.
Okay, then. Thanks much, and have a great day, you all.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
and all
you.
the best to you and your family.
You're welcome.
Thank you. That call there from Mike. We're up on our next break, ladies. Please stick and stay with us. Viewers, inside Immigration Mondays, U.S. Immigration Attorney Opal Lee, and of course, Canadian Immigration Consultant Nadine Mahaber. We take our next break right here inside Immigration Mondays, inside the Consumer Hour. We come back with more right after this.
Fill all
your prescriptions, get cosmetics and other pharmaceutical items at Mannings Hill Pharmacy, located at 34A Mannings Hill Road, Kingston. Telephone 924-6280. At Mannings Hill Pharmacy, they stock all the hard-to-get medication. The time by Mannings Hill Pharmacy is
9:45.
Need to make a change to your title or need a title? GeoLand Title Limited. They do lost title application, add and remove names from titles, wills, estates. First-time registration land surveys also included. Affordable rates and flexible payment options. NLA adjudication and land titling waivers also available. They have 8 locations island-wide. Call 876-754-6436 or visit their website at geolandonline.com. GeoLand Title Limited. Secure your land, secure your title.
Welcome back. Top of the morning to you. It's a Monday morning, yeah? Monday morning, the most maligned day of the week, but we're trying to help you to get it off to a good start with some great immigration advice from Opal Lee, yeah, and Dean Mahabir. Thank you so much for sticking and staying with us. The station is Nationwide 90 FM. We go back to our YouTube chat. Of course, you can call in 618-8255. That's 876-618-8255. A question from Rosie Maria says, my sister is a citizen of the USA. Can she file for me and my husband? Lady Opa.
All right. So yes, your sister can go ahead and file for you. You'll be in what's called the F4 category. And right now they're at August 2007, meaning they're issuing out visas for people, for other siblings who filed for their siblings on or before August 2007. So what does that mean for you? If you're just going to file now, you can see it's going to take at least maybe about 16 years or so, for you to get that immigrant visa to become available. And yes, your spouse will be able to join you.
16 years. Let me see
16,
here.
17 years, 16 or 17 years. But guess what, Tyrone? The good news is, in the US, Nadine, know where I'm coming with this? You can file for your siblings. And Canada, you can't.
She just had to rub that in, Tyrone. She just had to rub it in.
So even if it takes 16 years, it can still be done. How do
16, 17 years, it can be done.
How do you respond? Canada needs to step up, right?
Right. Well, I mean, the good thing is persons can come to Canada and then sponsor themselves, right? And to sponsor your spouse or your dependent child, you do not need to show a minimum income. Once the person is not on social assistance for reasons other than disability, as I told the previous gentleman. So we do have a few advantages compared to the U.S.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, because in the U.S., that's a comparison, Tyra. In the U.S., you have to show that you have the requisite income, that your petitioner, your spouse or your parent has the income to support you. So yeah, or you get a joint sponsor. And I see another question there. Someone was asking if if the tax return replaces the pay stubs. No, the pay stubs is either the 6 months pay stubs or a job letter. It doesn't. You still have to file you still have to submit your most recent tax return.
I see. Thank you for that. We have another caller online. Top of the morning to you, Sir John.
That morning, if I'm living if I'm a citizen of Canada and I live in Jamaica, can I sponsor my wife?
Lady Nadine?
I did not hear the first part of the question.
I'm a Canadian citizen living in Jamaica. Can I sponsor my wife to move to Canada?
Yes, sir. As a Canadian citizen, you can sponsor your partner outside of Canada. If you're a permanent resident, though, you cannot sponsor while you're outside of Canada. But in your case, you can.
Thank you.
Okay, if you need further assistance, you may contact our office and we can assist you with the process. But again, you can't do it on your own as well. And you can do it while you're living in Jamaica.
May I have number for your office?
Sure, sir. You may continue listening. We'll give out the number shortly.
Sure.
All right, thank you.
All right, Sir John. So please don't touch the dial. Yeah, continue to listen to us, and you'll hear the numbers again. All right.
We can know, so that is the reason I asked for number.
Say that again.
Coming out vehicle, so and that's the reason I asked for number.
Oh, can you give it to him quickly, Lady Nadine? Pardon me.
Sure, no problem. Okay, our Jamaican number is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thanks, then. Thank you.
Thanks for that. Thank you so much, Sir John, for that question. Lady, well, we don't know if this one is for the U.S. or Canada, but I'm going to just throw it out to both of you ladies. Marcia Smith says, my sister has her visa and it was canceled. She applied 2 times and got turned down. What would you advise in that situation, Lady Opal?
I would advise her to, if it's the US, I would advise her to do a consultation with our office so I could ask certain questions to see what her qualifications are. Maybe it's a possibility that she doesn't have strong ties right now to her home country. And so she needs to work on that. Maybe, she's just not been in that same employment for at least 3 years or so, because the U.S. Embassy, they want to see some stability. They want to see if you're going to enter the United States, you're going to enter for the reason that you're stating that you'll be entering, and that they have confidence that after whatever the visit is that you stated that you're going to be entering for, that you're going to return back to your lovely country, Jamaica. And so if you can convince them of that, they usually do. Or, what another thing is that, does she have any criminal record or anything or any prior immigration violations that may be prohibiting her or an obstacle to her getting that visa? So she would need to do a consultation, and they want to see that she has the income as well to when she entered the U.S. to sponsor her trip there.
All right, thanks for that. And if it's a Canadian visa that Marcia Smith is referencing, how would you respond, Lady Nadine?
I'm sorry, Tyrone. I missed the first part of the question. Can I ask you to repeat for me, please?
Yes, not a problem at all. She says, my sister had her visa, basically. It was canceled. She applied two times after that and got turned down. What would be your recommendation if this is referencing a Canadian visa?
Okay, thank you. If the visa was canceled, I'm definitely going to suggest that we have a consultation done, because we would need to find out why was her visa canceled and then deal with those issues. Is it a case that maybe she did not provide the correct information, so she misrepresented on her application? Or was she denied entry to another country and did not state that? Or does she have a criminal record? So it really depends on the circumstances.
Thanks for that, Lady Nadine. I'm not sure if I bounce this one at you, Lady Opal. It says it's from Katie Buelo. Can an LPR adjust status for a spouse? Did we ask that one already?
Right, that we answered that one up top.
All right.
We did.
Wonderful. Natalie Bogu says, what does it mean when your initial receipt number was changed and the status for your new number says your number has been put in their electronic immigration system for processing?
Right. I don't think that's a US, because they don't change your receipt numbers. It doesn't change. So I'm not sure. Is that Canada question?
Is that Canada?
No, I'm not familiar with immigration. Once you're assigned your client ID number and you pay your immigration fee, your file number or your receipt number would not change. So yes, I'm sorry, I don't understand that one either.
Right. Because the only thing I'm thinking, because when you file the I-130, you will get one receipt number. That number doesn't change. If you're outside the United States, once the I-130 is approved, it is then sent over to the National Visa Center, the NVC NVC. There you will also get a case number that if you're in Jamaica, it usually begins with a KNG, and you will get an invoice number that usually begins with an IVSCA. So those are two different numbers, and that means a visa number. You're now on your way to apply for your immigrant visa. So it's not like your immigrant visa number changed. It's just two different things. So that person, if they're confused, just need to do a consultation and we can help them with it.
All right, try and get in touch with Nadine or Opal and see if you can get that one sorted. Prosset says, Canada question, Nadine, international students are now required to do the English test and submit results with PGWP application. Will the specific area of study affect students who are studying before November 1?
Right. So if they have an acceptance letter, well, November 1st just went by. So if they have an acceptance letter for January, then yes, they would need to do the English test.
All right, Prosset, you heard there. V's asking, after 10 years, can that refusal be cleared and a non-immigrant visa issued? The crime was committed 40 years ago, but was just unearthed 10 years ago by the officer.
That's for the US. So again, that person, if it's for the US, that person needs to do a consultation, because there's certain crimes, even if it was done 40 years ago, it could still haunt you. Sometimes it's an aggravated felony. And so we have to deal with that issue. So if the person does a consultation, we can look to see whether or not a waiver is going to be required.
All right, we are basically out of time. I wonder if I can squeeze in another one. Concerned citizen says, my question for Nadine is do you have to go in for an interview for the Canadian visa?
Normally for visitors visa, Tyrone, they are not required to go in for an interview. So that's why it's important when you submit your application online that you submit as much supporting documents to show your ties to your home country. So job letters, bank statements, and so on.
Thank you so much for that response there. They're two of the best in the business, two of the best doing it. Yeah, we have to leave it there. We're going to ask you ladies to once again just provide your contact information for those who are watching and listening so that they can reach out to you.
Thank you so much, Tyrone. All right, so for Opal Lee, the phone number in Jamaica is 876-854-3599. That is 876-854-3599. In the United States, it is 954-358-2020. That's 954-358-2020. Or you may go to our website, www.flowjamlegal.com. That's www.flowjamlegal.com. Happy voting tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is the election day in the United States, and only if you're a United States citizen, you are permitted to vote. Over to you, Nadine.
Thanks, Opal. For Nadine Mahaber, our contact number in Jamaica, it is 876-754-4391. That's 876-754-4391. In Canada, it is 1-416-249-5885. That's 1-416-249-5885. Our email address is info@cdnintl.com. Thank you, Tyrone, and have a great week, everyone.
Thank you so very much, ladies. Very, very knowledgeable in their area of expertise. U.S. immigration attorney Opal Lee and Canadian immigration consultant Nadine Mahaber. Have a good one, ladies. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, that's where we have to wrap things up for Immigration Mondays and also bring the curtains down on the Consumer Hour. Thank you so much for making it the Consumer Hour right here inside the Cliff Hughes Online segment. Yeah, at the top of the hour, you'll hear the voice of the old man, Cliff Hughes, who is about to become a grandpa. Congratulations to you, Cliff Hughes. And he's over the moon. Yeah. Congratulations to your daughter Janelle and her husband as well. It's going to be a boy. Yeah, Cliff is going to be a grandpa to, I know I'm going to call you old man. He's going to be a grandfather of a grandson. And he's over the moon, I'm telling you. He's over the moon. That's where we have to leave it, though, for the Consumer Hour. I want to thank our producer, Michelle McCrae Smith, our technical operator, of course, Kevin Williams. Up next, it's the old man with Cliff Hughes online. I'm Tyron Reed saying, see you tomorrow, God willing.
That was the Consumer Hour.
Teeth Ethics Jamaica, where your smile is our priority. Call us today to book an appointment at 876-946-0486-7 or visit us at Suite 6, The Village Plaza in Kingston or Suite 4B, Rum Store Plaza in Morant Bay. The time by Teeth Ethics is
10 o'clock.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, 630-9374, and 618-8255. Or find us on Facebook at Nationwide News Network and follow us on Twitter at Cliff Nationwide. You can also listen to Cliff Hughes Online live on the World Wide Web at nationwideradiojm.com or via the Nationwide 90 FM app on your mobile phone. Now, here's your host, Cliff Hughes.
Good morning. Good morning. Let's get to work.
Cliff says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still...
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's a Monday morning. Monday, November 4. Tomorrow is D-Day in America. Yes? Will it be Trump or Kamala? Yeah? But we here in Jamaica, the hurricane season is not over until the end of November. So we are late into the season, and I notice there's quite a bit of activity taking place. And it seems as if we are going to be getting some impact from a low pressure system to the south of Jamaica between later today and possibly up to Wednesday. And when we hear of these systems, we know how to deal with them, we know how to respond. What we don't have yet is the capacity to make a quick recovery. And that is the distressing part of it. We didn't get a full brunt assault from Beryl on July 3, but it lingered in terms of its impact on us for months. Some people are still to fully recover from Beryl. Now the Met Service is telling us that the entire island of Jamaica is on a tropical storm warning. And this is as a result of that developing area of low pressure over the west central Caribbean Sea. And that system is moving closer and closer to Jamaica. And according to the Met Service, it has the potential to develop into a tropical system, a tropical cyclone, sometime today. The last bulletin from the Met Service was at 5 this morning. I'm checking if you could check to see if there's another bulletin just issued, or we will bring that to you. Yeah? But the challenge is, here we are again, having to brace for another tropical system threatening Jamaica and surrounding territories. Yeah? And we just have to prepare according to the 5 o'clock bulletin from the Met Service. Tropical storm conditions pose a possible threat to Jamaica within 36 hours of 5 this morning. 5 hours later, so within another 30 hours. Yeah? We are going to just check to see what's the latest from the Met Service in terms of the bulletin. Yeah? So we can tell you what's the very latest. Yeah? But, here's an 8 o'clock bulletin. Yes. At 8 this morning, bulletin number 5. Yeah? It says a tropical storm warning remains in effect for Jamaica as the area of low pressure over the west central Caribbean Sea continues to become better organized while moving closer to the island, and is forecast to strengthen to a tropical depression later today. This means that tropical storm conditions are expected to affect Jamaica within 24 hours. Yes, that's the 8 o'clock bulletin from the Met Service. It says at 7 this morning, potential tropical cyclone number 18 was centered near latitude 14.8 degrees north, longitude 76.8 degrees west. This is about 220 miles or 355 kilometers south of Kingston, or about 255 miles southeast of Negril Point, or 410 kilometers. So it is to the south of the island. It is moving northerly. That means it's coming straight towards Jamaica. The disturbance, it says, that's the Met Service, continues to move northward near 11 kilometers per hour or 7 miles per hour. A turn to the northwest is expected later today. Thereafter, it is expected to continue in this direction over the next few days. Maximum sustained winds are near 55 kilometers or 35 miles per hour with higher gusts. This system is expected to become a tropical depression or tropical storm today, with additional strengthening forecast thereafter. On the track, the forecast track, the disturbance is expected to continue moving towards Jamaica today into tonight and be near Jamaica by late Monday evening or early Tuesday morning and near or over the Cayman Islands Tuesday into Wednesday. Yeah? And it is expected to produce mainly heavy showers, heavy rains, and strong winds. So that is the 8 o'clock bulletin from the Met Service, that I've brought you up to date with. So no need to panic. No need to panic. We have been living with hurricanes and storms for a very long time. I see where the Water Commission is advising you to store water because its systems may be affected. And we're getting a lot of rain, a lot of water. The principal director of the Meteorological Service, Evan Thompson, says we should brace for heavy rains.
It does not really mean that necessarily the center of a tropical storm will move over the island, but it means that the conditions associated with that tropical storm will impact us in some way. So we're likely to get the rainfall from it, and we also most likely will get some areas experiencing tropical storm force winds. That is likely to be mainly over south central and western parishes. That is what is most likely based on the current projection. Of course, some of that could change, but it seems that we could have a tropical storm close enough to us. Right now it's not named. It does not have a name. It's called potential tropical cyclone number 18. But as soon as it develops a little bit more, they will actually give it a name, and most likely that would be Raphael.
So Mr. Thompson there from the Met Service says up to 8 inches of rain is expected in certain parts of Jamaica over the next 24 hours. That's a lot of rain. Here he is.
You should be preparing for heavy rainfall, mainly over southern parishes and eastern parishes, and this could be up to 4 inches on the flatland. If you're in mountainous areas, it could get almost up to 8 inches of rainfall that you're seeing. That's a lot of rainfall, and that means a lot of flooding is very possible. So if you're in any of the flood-prone areas, or any area that you believe is really susceptible to that kind of flooding event, especially because we've been having so much rain in recent weeks, I think we need to be prepared to move if the situation warrants.
Evan Thompson of the Meteorological Service, he's a principal director there. In the meantime, we have been getting advisories from several government ministries and agencies, including the Ministry of Education. Parents, you should be in touch with your schools to find out what is happening. A bulletin was issued yesterday evening, and what the ministry has essentially told the school leaders, administrators, that they should make the decision whether they want to suspend classes or continue with classes, or, as some schools have done, continue the teaching and learning online. I saw where a number of schools, have indicated that they will be going online today, and they're going to be watching it on a day-by-day basis. So that is the situation. Some schools, I saw a bulletin from Kensington Primary saying that parents should collect their children by 12 today. By 12 today. All right, so be in touch with your schools to find out what is happening. All right. At the same time, the Minister of Local Government, Desmond McKenzie, is assuring the public that officials of ODPEM met on Sunday and that the municipal corporations are on alert to respond given the pending bad weather.
Well, and already the municipal corporations have been putting their house in order in terms of getting the disaster coordinators in a state of readiness just in case. The Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, they met in a special meeting earlier on today. It is important, Evan, that the country conscious of what we're talking about, despite the fact that it is not the threat of a hurricane. But if we look at what happened in Spain, we will be very, very concerned and to take it seriously.
Desmond McKenzie, the Minister of Local Government and Community Development. It's time for the break. After the break, the people of West Rural St. Andrew, a part of that constituency, Mount Prospect, they're having a problem. We'll hear from their Member of Parliament, Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, after the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
The Time brought to you by the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport. Fueling growth everywhere is
15 minutes after 10.
Outperform, outlast. With top performance. Jackama. Reliable, full stop, not comma. We have the expertise for drilling and demolition. We have the power tools for plumbers and electrician. Pan select tools, 3 parts and 3 repairs. 3 parts, 3 repairs. 2 to 3 years. Hilton, available at Delta Supply, 106 Hagley Park Road. Call us at 876-302-6111-4. Delta Supply, we service what we sell.
Big news, Jamaica! The government is paving the way for our children's future with STEM. In the next 5 years, 6 state-of-the-art STEM schools focusing on science, technology, engineering, and mathematics will be built. These schools will empower our youth with cutting-edge skills, opening doors to endless opportunities and innovation. Jamaica, your government is getting you ready to lead in the global future.
Brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister.
Cliff says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock.
17 minutes after 10 o'clock. Well, we have been having consistent rains for several weeks now in parts of the island, in particular the northern suburbs of St. Andrew. And the ground is soaked. And on the weekend, we learned that there was a significant breakaway in the Mount Prospect area of West Rural St. Andrew. The people of that area were virtually cut off. Yes? This is their Member of Parliament, Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn.
I started getting videos that there was a crack in the road, and I said, well, how far is it from the banking side where, we know that there's a lot of precipice in West Rural, especially in the Brandon Hill and the Lawrence Tavern area. And I said, well, if the crack is in the road, maybe it's not going to be anything that's serious. And we know that it's been raining consistently. So even when Kingston is not getting rain, it has been raining consistently in West Rural for the last, I would say, 6 weeks. And then Sunday morning, I got another video that the road broke away. So I had to make my way up there just to see the severity of it. And it's devastating because one side of, part of Mount McGloshin, those residents, they're totally cut off. They have to take an alternate. And, we are very resilient people. So the persons in the community, they made a makeshift walkway into the hills back down so that persons can literally walk to the other side. So they are totally cut off, and NAA, I know, will be going there with the engineers to make an assessment sometime today.
That's Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, the Member of Parliament for West Royal St. Andrew, speaking to the breakaway in Mount Prospect in her constituency. You see the images there on our nationwide 90 FM YouTube live platform. It's a significant breakaway. There's no way that road can be used as it is now. And the immediate priority is to get help from the National Works Agency to provide an alternative route for the people of Mount Prospect, because that road cannot be used, certainly not in that area. And it seems as if that is going to take some significant amount of doing, to make that road usable again. So, and this is the danger with rains that have been so consistent, for the last several weeks. The earth is soaked, and the roadways will move. So that's Mount Pleasant up in West Royal St. Andrew. The other issues, of course, relate to an issue here of generative artificial intelligence, AI. This is one of the latest development in terms of technology and its impact on our lives and how we do business. And as is normally the case, it can be a force of good and a force of bad. Well, the government of Jamaica established what it calls an artificial intelligence task force. And that task force is now urging the government to incorporate AI in the education system in Jamaica. In the education system. It's one of the key recommendations coming from the task force chaired by Christopher Record.
Education, I think, is massively important. I'll just list the short-term recommendations we outlined, and those short-term include integrating AI and coding into the national curriculum for AI for all educational levels, launch teacher training programs focused on responsible AI use and effective assessments. Now, it's not that we're in there navigating and pushing that we want every student coming out of our school system to become coders. No, what we want to happen is that everyone understands the capabilities of what these tools can give. So whichever area, whether it's farming, whether it's medical, whatever areas that they want to go into, they must know that this is a tool that they can use to enhance what they're doing and take it to the next level.
Christopher Record there, he's the chairman of the government's task force on artificial intelligence. The force was established in 2023 to examine generative artificial intelligence and provide what is called an evidence-based foundation for a national AI policy. Yes? And this is very well intended. It is part of our reality now. And that recommendation to integrate it in schools is spot on. Mr. Record said a modern technological infrastructure must be in place in both urban and rural areas of Jamaica to support the integration of AI into our systems.
Will we be considered an AI product producing country, or are we going to be leveraging AI to enhance what we are already producing? So, the whole discussion is about, we might need the right infrastructure to support AI. We know what areas, many areas in Jamaica, particularly rural regions, still lack fast, reliable internet. Improving digital infrastructure, expanding broadband access, and developing data centers are essential for Jamaica to support AI technologies. So the question is, how much of that are we actually suggesting and digging into versus the others where we're actually just leveraging what exists? Some of my friends every now and then say, look, Kingston is not Jamaica, and it's something that we have to remember. We have to figure out how's rural leveraging it.
Christopher Record. He went on to say, that ethical frameworks will have to be implemented in order to prevent the misuse of AI. Yes? He noted that Jamaica should look to UNESCO's AI guidelines for small island developing states.
And of course, ethical and regulatory framework, there has to be some recommendations and suggestions around that. To guide this responsible use, we aligned our recommendations with global ethical standards like the UNESCO's guidelines along AI ethics, which outlined best practices for countries like Jamaica, because it was actually for the small island developing states in the region.
Christopher Record, chairman of the task force set up to examine the integration into our systems of generative intelligence. Yes? It's 25 minutes after 10 o'clock. There's one other matter before we go overseas. The LIFT program. Recruitment is now underway for year 2 of what is called the Learning and Investment for Transformation, or LIFT program. And whenever I see things like these, I make sure to point them out, because I get them here. We see it in our communities. So many young people, young persons, not having the requisite skills to find employment in today's world so that they can earn a decent living. You hear the mantra all the while, we are a low-level skill workforce. Too many people just not equipped with the skills needed so that they can earn a decent income. Well, here is an opportunity if you're listening to me. Learning and Investment for Transformation. They are recruiting. They want to hear from you. The managing director of the implementing agency, the Heart NSTA Trust, is Dr. Tanisha Ingleton. And she says the selection of participants will be done through a merit-based system.
I could say confidently that the program is certainly not biased to any particular group or MPs. We ensure that the numbers are equal across all 60 constituencies. We support all individuals who have an interest.
Dr. Ingleton, well, the program targets persons, listen to this, 17 years and older for job placement, professional training and assistance with obtaining documents, including a driver's license, passport, a bank account, a tax and registration number, TRN, a national insurance scheme card. So if you're 17 years and older, they want to hear from you. They help you with job placement, professional training and assistance with obtaining documents such as a driver's license, passport, bank account, a TRN, and a national insurance scheme card. It was launched last year. It is aiming to increase the social mobility of 2,500 Jamaicans, 17 years and older, over the next 5 years. Dr. Ingleton says she's confident the program will be fully subscribed. I hope she's right.
So we are not very much concerned that we will not have numbers. Our young people understand that it's important for them to have certain competencies to start their career. If it is that they want to go on to further study, this is also the program that they need to be involved in so that they can get a better understanding of themselves even. And so we are very, very confident that we will have the numbers, and our young people certainly would benefit as they would have in cohort 1.
That's Dr. Tanisha Ingleton, Managing Director of the Heart NSTA Trust. She says her optimism that the program will not be short of applicants is based on the fact that it was oversubscribed in its first year.
Okay, well, we would have seen the success of cohort 1. We were oversubscribed in the initial phases for cohort 1. Our participants for cohort 1 would have spoken about the program and what it has done for them, how they have grown professionally and emotionally, and how they are looking forward to entering the world of work.
There you have it. So if you know any youngster, 17 years and older, yes, sitting at home or needing to improve their skills, here's an opportunity you should tell them about it. Yes? The LIFT program at Heart. Time for the break.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose.
The Ministry of Health and Wellness works to ensure the provision of quality health services and promotes healthy lifestyles and environmental practices for all Jamaicans. The time by the Ministry of Health and Wellness is
10:30.
Korean solid surface, so versatile and beautiful. It's non-porous, no sealing necessary, renewable and repairable, so easy to clean and maintain, and can be thermoformed into any shape. Choose Korean, the #1 solid surface in the world, when you want beauty and the best for your countertop. Visit Home International Limited, located at 104 Constance Ring Road. Telephone 755-1970 or 924-0437.
With Jamaica Automobile Association, membership is a win-win. Enter the JAA Fuel Up promotion and you could win the grand prize of JAA Gold membership for 1 year plus fuel valued at $240,000. Just purchase, renew or upgrade your JAA membership or use your individual JAA Advance card to buy at least $10,000 of fuel a month. So, fuel up! There's also monthly prices of $20,000 in fuel. Enter now. JAA Fuel Up promotion ends December 13, 2024. Conditions apply.
Pass your exams at Maths Unlimited with Exam Pass, the 3-step system to exam success. 1. Complete critical topics in teaching sessions. 2. Do past paper questions by topic in practice sessions. 3. Revise intensely with topic reviews and exam drills. CSEC, CAPE, PEP, City and Guilds, face-to-face and online. Call or WhatsApp 876-540-9281.
Cliff says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
Tomorrow is D-Day, Election Day in America. Although more than 70 million Americans have voted already. Yes, so it's not like we here in Jamaica, we have everybody turning up between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. to vote. They have a well-established system of early voting. And possibly we should take a look at that, as one possible initiative to increase voter participation in Jamaica. where we could introduce an early voting system. Right now we do it on a very limited scale for members of the security forces and election day workers. They are allowed to vote before the day. Probably we should examine this as a thought. If we open our system of voting and spread it out over a week, let us say, so that people have fewer reasons to not turn up on the day. Let's think about it now. Instead of having one day of voting, let us have a week of voting in Jamaica. Yeah? And see if we can improve the numbers, because the voter turnout in our system is at a very, very, what is the word? Very troubling level, when we are only having, as we did in 2020, despite the pandemic, 37% turnout. Sooner rather than later, the entire system will be in question when you have so few eligible voters turning out. So think about that. So tomorrow is D-Day. And from this distance, we have been trying to give you a kind of snapshot of what's been happening in America in the run-up to tomorrow. And you know my position. Yeah. I don't think this election has been ordinary. I don't think it's an election in America that is between two ordinary candidates, two candidates who differ on policy issues, whether it's about abortion, regulation, managing the economy, whether it's about immigration, border security and controls, whether it's about transgender issues. It's much more than that. Much, much more than that. It's about a choice between two candidates, one of whom has repeatedly made it clear that he's not in support of the continuation of democracy in America. He said he would be a dictator on day one. Except for day one, I'll be a dictator. Yeah. It's about a choice between two candidates, one of whom is not only anti-democratic, but one who is also a convicted felon. 94 counts he was charged, convicted on 34. One who is known for being a congenital liar. You wouldn't want your daughter to take him home to introduce him to you at all. You wouldn't want him to babysit your child. That is what it is about. And that's how I see it. I think he is unfit and unqualified to be president again of the United States, of any country, much less the United States of America. So that is my position. I've said it over and over. So I want to see him lose. I want to see him lose and lose decisively, so that he cannot have any case for contesting the outcome of the elections, as he did in January 2021. Yes, in terms of global security and order, I want him to lose, and lose badly. And I want this woman to win.
I accept your nomination to be President of the United States of America. Do we believe in freedom? Do we to fight for it.
Kamala Harris there. Will she win tomorrow? I hope so, and I think so. Yes? And it has been a hell of a campaign. First of all, the Democratic nominee, the President Joe Biden, pulled out on June 21 because age catch up with him. His performance in the debate of that month against Donald Trump was embarrassingly poor, and that forced him out of the race and catapulted Vice President Harris into being the nominee for the White House. And so far she has ran a very, very good campaign. Yeah? Here's another clip of that campaign.
You know, the White House is more than just a building. It's more than 18 acres of land in Washington, D.C.
It's more than columns and corridors, more than history etched into stone.
And the portraits of those who came before.
It's an idea. It's a symbol.
It's a sacred trust. It's the place where Americans look for leadership when the night is at its darkest and when the dawn breaks brightest.
Earning the right to serve here isn't just about politics.
It's about a bond of honor between the American people
and their president.
It's a commitment to the Republic and to our sacred Constitution. It's a promise to temper strengths with compassion.
To uphold not only the law, but the ideals that give it life.
It's the understanding that every decision made within these walls
reverberates across the nation, impacting millions of lives.
The right kind of president reminds us that honor and dignity aren't relics of the past,
but the foundation of our future.
They know that while their time here is fleeting,
their service can build a stronger America for generations to come.
The woman who will soon sit behind this desk will be the first in many ways.
She will lead America
to a new era,
a proud era.
A future where we will build
as one nation.
A time of opportunity and prosperity for every American,
every family.
Her name is Kamala Harris.
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 And she will be our next president.
Will she? We will know sometime after Wednesday or Thursday of this week. Yeah? What do you think? Come take me on. Time for the break. After the break, your calls.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. KFC pop, pop, popcorn chicken. KFC popcorn chicken. Incredible, delicious, finger licking in this house when me dip it. I can't resist it. Once you start, you can't stop.
Do whatever the crunch you want with KFC's popcorn chicken. Delicious, juicy, irresistible. Now available in barbecue. KFC, it's finger licking good.
KFC pop, pop, popcorn chicken.
The National Land Agency, NLA, is advising that effective October 1, 2024, the Land Administration and Management Division, LAMD, attorneys certified by LAMD and the Geoland will be authorized to submit land applications to the NLA under the Registration of Titles, Cadastral Mapping and the Tenure Classification Special Provisions Act for all 14 parishes of Jamaica. The LAMPA 2 contract between the National Land Agency and the Geoland Title Limited ended on September 30, 2024. For further information, contact the National Land Agency at 876-750-5263.
The Legal Aid Council provides free legal assistance on some criminal matters. To find out if you qualify or for more information on legal aid, call 948-6999. The time by the Justice Ministry is
15 minutes to 11.
Hi-Lo gives you a Merry Christmas. Hi-Lo gives you a Merry Christmas. Hi-Lo gives you a Merry Christmas with 40 days of giveaway.
Win a grand prize of a trip for two to Punta Cana and get great daily prizes in the Hi-Lo 40 Days of Christmas promotion. To enter, shop at Hi-Lo, purchase any 6 Hi-Lo branded products and spend a minimum of $10,000. Then write your name, number, and address on the receipt and place in a drop box provided for a chance to win in the Hi-Lo 40 Days of Christmas promotion. Promotion ends December 31st. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Cliff Says, what's on his mind? Unfiltered analysis and commentary.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm.
Listen, it started last week and Flo has not yet fixed the lines. So it's going to be another very difficult morning without our phone lines or regular lines. Only one number is working, the 618-8255 number. Yeah? So it's going to be a very difficult morning without the lines. Yeah? Flow, you ain't flowing. Yeah? From last week, we have been urging you, pleading with you, begging you. Yeah? And Adrian, our IT officer, tell him to come in here to explain what is happening with the lines. Yeah? Because this is really making it very, very difficult for us. Because without the lines, without you, I can't chat for 2 hours. That's boring. You don't want to hear from me. I really want to hear from the listeners. So the number that is working, 878-618-8255. Do we have a caller? No, not yet. Yeah, that's the only number you can get us on now. The others, courtesy of Flo, just not working. Yeah? And we have, as I said, from last week, and nothing from Flo. We get promises. They should have been here. How many days, including this morning? Nothing. Yeah? Go to the break and come back with me. We're going to give you some more from the presidential elections. We'll go to the next clip on that.
Come here, Hannah. Shake my hand. How you doing?
Good.
And bring everybody back together. And that's exactly how I feel.
That's what I'm doing, man.
Okay, you have to stay in touch with me, okay? I'm
love
very
to.
serious about that.
Love to.
Okay. Throughout this campaign, I've seen the best of America, and I've seen what is holding you back and weighing you down. High costs, fundamental rights taken away, and politics that have driven fear and division. You deserve better. As president, I'll bring a new generation of leadership. I'll take on price gouging and bring down the cost of groceries and housing and prescriptions. I'll fight for your freedom to make your own choices, and I will protect your health care and your benefits, not take them away. The vast majority of people in our country have so much more in common than what separates them. Good people, hardworking people. We see in our fellow Americans neighbors, not enemies. We believe in each other. We believe in our country. We're not falling for these folks who are trying to divide us. Together, we'll build a brighter future for our nation, where we stand for freedom, we stand for justice, we stand for the dignity of work. We haven't yet quite reached all of those ideals, but we will die trying because we love our country. Now, the baton is in our hands. I pledge to seek common sense solutions to make your life better. And I pledge to be a president for all Americans. Now I'm asking for your vote, because as president, I will get up every day and fight for the American people. I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
10 minutes going up to 11. Well, I gather we have a call on the line now. Chris, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Hughes.
Oh, this is Chris Chopper.
Yes, sir. And I like it when you say, Chris, Chopper. You want the world to know that this is Chopper, the labor right. You don't want me to identify as Chris, a Jamaican who is calling.
And you know, Chris, anytime I hear you calling me anytime between 10 and 11,
you look at earthquake.
Is that an earthquake? Is that an earthquake?
Every time I hear the added answer to myself, boy,
yes.
that glorious morning, eh?
It wasn't glorious at all. Anyway, what's on your mind this morning?
No, it's funny that you identified me as Chopper.
Uh-huh.
And I've been trying to whittle my way out of that name for the longest while, but sometimes.
Oh, so you want me to help you get out of it, eh?
No, not necessarily. What I wanted to do is the same method that is used to identify me as who I am.
Yes.
Out in the space, in public opinion, where the social media and other places are. I love that same thing to be done to persons like the great former Speaker of the House from Central St. James, Member of Parliament, Lloyd B. Smith, and others like him, other gentlemen who participate in the electoral process, members of either political party and form part of government, but when they come on these programs to speak on political and other issues, they are identified as political commentators and social commentators.
Ah.
And I don't hear anybody saying to them, oh, who this? Lloyd B., former Speaker of the House, former member of the People's National Party. I'd love the same courtesy to be awarded to those persons who
fair
come
enough.
on the disguise.
I can't quarrel with that. I think that is fair.
I know you won't, Cliff. I've listened to you for many years, and I know you're a fair.
Yes, that is fair. That's a fair, reasonable request. People should not be invited and come under the cloak of something else, which they're not.
Right.
Which they're not. Yes, and you have quite a few of those who come and parade, under this year cloth or that their cloak, and they're not so.
And there are young people out there who listen to these guys, listen to their opinion, and I'm not saying, no, Cliff, that the fact that people like Lloyd B. and others who have served in the PNP or in the JSD, that they don't have the ability to weigh in on issues in a fair and honest way. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it is the right thing to do is to let the public know your antecedents so they can form their own opinion and they can understand where you're coming from. Because it can be a good thing.
Yes.
The fact that you are a part of the system, it gives you a certain level of credibility when you speak.
Yes.
So there should be any hiding of it. And I've seen it parading all over town where people are coming out there, people who are heading up civic groups and civil society groups who are entrenched in the political landscape of this country.
Yes.
But they, for some convenient reason, they seem to disguise that aspect of their life.
Yes.
And I said to myself, boy, look at that.
And are now parading as if they're independent and fair.
Yes, sir. And I have a difficulty with that. I have no problem when you said Chris Chopper, I have no problem with it because I am proud that I support a political party that is in the process of transforming Jamaica.
Yes.
I'm very proud of it. And I think the persons who are disguising themselves and failing or fearing and being identified as a member of any group is because you're not proud of it. If you're proud of your track record at Nationwide Cliff, I don't see you having a problem being identified as Cliff Hughes from Nationwide. When I'm out there in the street and people say, oh, this is Chopper, this is Chris, oh, you know, this talk to Cliff, I am proud to say that. Yes.
Chopper, hold on for me now. Today is the day before the U.S. presidential elections. Yes. And the former president, Donald Trump, yes, is speaking at a campaign event in North Carolina, and I want to hear a piece of what he's saying.
Yes, sir, please.
Which I happen to think is the absolute worst thing that has ever happened to our country. I've never seen it. They're putting in murderers, releasing all of their prisoners from jails all over the world, not South America, all over the world, into our country. I think it's the worst thing. You know, in the polling, when I see the polling, I see that inflation and the economy are number one, which is sort of standard. But I really would like to put that, because we're going to close up that border so fast. We're going to get those people out of here. And she's not going to do it. She couldn't do it if she wanted to. She wouldn't know what to do. They have open borders. And you know what? If things went bad today, you would have, and tomorrow, you would have open borders the first day of that. And they have 21 million people that they let into our country. Many of these people are murderers. Think of it. 13,099 are murderers. The big drug lords. The prison population from countries all over the world. And if I ran a country, I'd say, get my prisons. Open borders. They just walk in. No vetting. Think of it. No vetting. We have no idea who they are. You're not allowed to ask. You're not allowed to ask. They just walk right into our country. And they killed people. You have murders. So you have 13,099 murders. Many of them have killed far more than one person. Bad things are going to happen. And you have terrorists at levels that we've never seen before. We had terrorists down the lowest we've ever. I had in 2019, and this isn't done by me, this is done by Border Patrol, which, by the way, endorsed me. They gave me a great endorsement. They said, he's the greatest president ever. He's the greatest president. The head guy, boy, Paul was great. He made a beautiful speech, but he said, he's the greatest president our country has ever had. I said, does that include Lincoln, Washington, and a couple of them? But it's very nice. But they gave me the strongest endorsement. And I have to say this, in the same little speech, they said she's the worst thing to ever happen to our country. And it's very hard for them to say that. She never made one phone call in 4 years to the Border Patrol. How we doing? I used to drive them crazy. They probably said, oh, no. It's the president again. Yes, yes, we're fighting our president. Yes. I used to drive them nuts. When I had nothing to do, I said, call the Border Patrol. And we got, just drop that chart, please. That chart, my all-time favorite chart. My all-time favorite chart. I love that chart. I sleep with that chart. I kiss it every night before I go. Because I wouldn't be here if it weren't for the chart. If you take a look at the arrow on the bottom, that was the day I left office. That was the lowest illegal immigration we ever had. And I kept it pretty good. And then you take a look, and we had Mexico pay for their soldiers. They didn't want to pay for their soldiers. I said, you have to give us soldiers while we build the wall. And they paid so much money to us, and they said, we're not going to do that. They actually laughed at me when I suggested it, and I said, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a tariff of 100% on all your cars and everything that comes into the United States. They said, you know what they said? Sir, we would be greatly honored to let you have our soldiers free of charge. Thousands. How many would you need, sir? I said, as many as it takes. And they were great. They made a big contribution to our security, let me tell you. But they got to stop with, now we're talking Turkey. One of the first calls I'm going to make is to Mexico. You stop letting people come in through our border and come in through your southern border and you stop it.
The former president seeking to return to the White House, Donald Trump. He's stumping now in North Carolina. Chris?
Yes, I'm here.
How you see it going tomorrow?
You know, I, as someone who have lived in the States for over 12 years,
Mm-hmm.
and understand how American elections are conducted, I think the Democrats are going to win this election pretty easy. I think that though the polls are showing that there is some closeness in terms of how the voters are thinking, I think Kamala is going to win very easy because Americans made a mistake with Trump. I think it's buyer's remorse. They've made a mistake with Trump. But
the Republicans made a mistake.
The Republicans, yes. And I think what had happened, Cliff, he would have pulled on the heartstring of a certain group of Americans who really wanted to come out of the woodwork. And he has appealed to them widely. And those are the persons who are really pumping and carrying the Trump mantle. I think well-thinking Americans, whether Democrats or Republicans, recognize that Trump is really a misfit for the United States at this time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the Republicans are going to win it. I think the Dems are going to take this one home. And all of my Jamaica Labour Party supporters locally are saying, but Chopper is crazy because the Jamaica Labour Party aligned itself politically to the Republicans, if you ask me. We are a conservative movement. However, I don't believe that the current Jamaica Labour Party would align themselves with Trump Republicans because there's a difference between the Republican Party and the Trump Republican Party.
No, it's a Trump MAGA movement.
Well, there you go. And you could say the same thing for the People's National Party and the Risers movement in Jamaica. You could say the very same thing. There's some similarities there, you know. In the approach, the political approach, there's definitely some similarities there.
Mm.
But I don't believe that the Dems will come under any pressure at all, given the amount of Republicans, noted Republicans, who have jumped ship and said, look, we're not supporting the Trump mega movement at all.
And frankly, I think the polls are not picking up that. The slice of the Republican voter base, yes, who are now saying they are going to vote, but they're not voting for Trump. They're voting for Kamala. I think the polls not picking that up at all. So I'm not going to be surprised tomorrow or Wednesday when it emerges that Kamala is winning and winning comfortably, if not by a landslide. Yeah.
I agree with you. I believe that she will win by a landslide. And you see, Cliff, again, it goes back to polling. Because the same thing is happening in Jamaica now, where I sometimes question whether or not the polls are actually picking up the real activities on the ground.
You've gone too far now. You leave me now. You leave me now.
Think about it.
Yes.
We can stay here and affect America's politics and what is happening on the ground versus what the poll is saying.
Yes.
But right here in Jamaica, where it is obvious right in front of our eyes, and I know you and I have some differences of opinion where this is concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But you can actually see the difference. You can see the upward movement in some areas. But yet the poll is saying something different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
but I don't know if you can make a straight line comparison between Trump, America's MAGA movement, the former grand old party of Ronald Reagan, and what passes for the Trump party of today. It's a rump of Reagan's Republican Party. And
I think he has damaged it. I think he has damaged the movement significantly.
Yes.
I think he has damaged it.
All right.
But the Democrats will come home.
All right, Chris. Call me back tomorrow or Wednesday when we have the results.
I will, sir.
All right, good.
All the best.
After the break, we're going to be joined by the Member of Parliament for Southwest St. Catherine, Everett Warmington.
My hands were steady, My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock.
Super healthy, super happy. SuperMed located in Kingston, St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary. The time by SuperMed family of pharmacies and Hughes Pharmacy is
4 minutes after 11. This is a public service announcement from Flo. Flo advises its customers that their offices and retail stores will be closed at 1 p.m. today, Monday, November 4, 2024, due to the current tropical storm warning. Customers are encouraged to use their online and digital channels to conduct service and account-related transactions. Please stay tuned for further updates as we monitor the weather developments. Flo thanks you for your understanding and encourages you to take precautions to stay safe. That was a public service announcement from Flo.
It's a showdown of the shows. 6 shows, 1 winner. Who will it be? Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. from Monday, November 4 to Monday, November 11 for the NNN Quiz Competition. Get ready for the ultimate test of knowledge in our thrilling NNN Quiz Competition. Friendships have been transformed into rivalries as our shows compete in the ultimate showdown. With each correct answer, the excitement builds, and with each incorrect one, opportunities are lost. The stakes are high, and the listeners will be on the edge of their seats. The NNN Quiz is back. Tune in between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. during Cliff Hughes Online from Monday, November 4 to Monday, November 11 for the NNN Quiz Competition. Who will emerge victorious on this edition of the NNN Quiz Competition? Find out only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. The NNN Quiz is brought to you by the Student Center, the Jamaican Association for Debating and Empowerment Jade Limited, Wellington Dental, Mark's Superstore, New Pack, Hydrate Water, Mats Unlimited, and JTA Credit Union.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady.
So, I have been advised by our Manager of Technical Operations here, Jermaine King, that Flo representatives are in the building, and their advice to us is that they will be fixing the lines, so we should be back with our flow lines working by an hour's time. That would take us shortly after 12 noon. All right? So that is a word from Flo. Let us see if they keep that promise. All right. He's known as a controversial figure. He is a member of Parliament for South West St. Catherine. He's been a veteran in the Parliament dating back to the 1980s. Yes? He's a senior and veteran parliamentarian, a former cabinet minister. But the name Everett Warmington, evokes controversy. He joins us now because the latest controversy, he said, in the Parliament, he moved a private member's motion asking his parliamentary colleagues to reduce the emoluments and allowances paid to members of the Electoral Commission. And in responding to that, I said here last week that if it ain't broke, don't fix it. The Electoral Commission has been working very well. Jamaica now has an electoral system that is the envy of the world. Yes? And that we could provide lessons to our big friends up to the north, the United States of America, who are now on tenterhooks as they go into the final day of voting tomorrow. Good morning, Everett Warmington.
Good morning, sir.
How are you, sir?
I am very well, thank you.
Good. Now, first one. What is it you are proposing where the Electoral Commissioner's emoluments and perks are concerned?
All right, first, let me say that I have no problem with the work of the Electoral Commission. I'm not questioning the work of the Commission or the importance of the commission. My position is that the emolument is out of step with what is happening here. Firstly, this is not a new resolution. This was brought to Parliament in 2016. Okay? It was accepted. It went to the appropriate committee in Parliament that sent it back, and from there to Cabinet. It was not acted on over this period.
From 2000 when? 2000 when?
2015. I've been talking
15, that's 9 years ago.
Yes, I've been talking about it the longest while, so it's not new.
So why hasn't your government, of which you were a member and a senior parliamentarian and party man, why have you failed to act on it?
Well, not me. Both governments. So I'm bringing it back now because I think it's appropriate. The issue is that...
But why have they failed to act on it? What reason have they given you?
I can't give you that reason.
Oh, they don't agree with you?
No, not that they don't agree with me. But some people at times, they don't want to take the tough decisions. And I have reasons why I am bringing this back. This is not the only resolution I brought, There were 9 that I brought, and these were there from 2016, 15 rather. I know that they have been to Cabinet back and forth, and I know while I was in Cabinet, they were placed on deferment to be dealt with. When we get back in the last term, it expired. Therefore, I'm bringing these back so that they can go through Parliament and back to Cabinet.
Mr. Wilmington,
fit to deal with. But I'm going to tell you all,
Just before you go any further, because you said something, and I allowed you. You said they don't want to make tough decisions.
Sometimes people don't want to make tough decisions.
No, but we're not talking about people here. We're talking about your government.
But you can talk about the other government also. So maybe at this time they might be willing to look at it or to take necessary action.
Why is this? Why would this be a tough decision to make if your case is strong?
I believe the case is strong because Parliament accepted it. What I'm saying here, look, the big issue here is that in 2006, Parliament approved that the salary or emolument for commissioners be equal to that of puisne judges. They came back after that and amended it so that the chairman receive an emolument equal to that of a senior puisne judge. At this stage, and also included, is that the commissioners receive wig allowance and robe allowance as puisne judges.
What?
And my concern, where are they going to wear the wig to? Where are they going to wear the robe to?
Oh, you mean that there's, as part of their package, there's an allowance called wig allowance and robe allowance?
Wig allowance and robe allowance.
That's part of their remuneration?
Yes.
It's written into their contract, Mr. Wilmington?
Yes.
Wig?
Because it says they get an emolument equal to puisne judges.
Mm-hmm.
I believe the allowances should not be because they don't wear wig or robe. So what I'm asking for is that this section be deleted.
So let us try and wrap our heads around this now, because this has some elements of compensation and HR law. So you're saying because the law as it is now regarding their emoluments and allowances say they are to receive those of a senior puisne judge, which runs, the last time we checked, is about $22 million a year?
Yes.
Yes? You're saying because it says that, then it means that they will be getting allowances for robe and wig, because those are intimately involved or necessities for a puisne judge.
Yes. Look.
So are you saying, therefore, we should itemize how much it is for the wig allowance and the robe allowance and remove it?
And take it right. I've been dealing with this from Harold Miller was there. And they do admitted then that they have given robe and wig allowances, and I'm asking them to do what? Where the hell are they going to wear the wig or the robe to? Purely judges are entitled to that. So if you are getting emolument equal to that of senior premium judge or premium judge, at least you should eliminate that part and know so you don't deserve that part. It's not a part of the whole stuff. And I don't see where the commissioners could be getting $22 to $24 million a year, and the chairman $24 to $26 million a year.
How much? How much
24 to 26. And what happened? Remember they got an increase last year. The issue is that they don't work full time, and when they started established, was established on a full time basis. So full time persons. I know that 4 hours sometime for the month.
You mean only 4 hours of work they do for the month?
Yes. In a lot of cases, when you have an election coming up, then they work. But it's unconscionable as far as I'm concerned.
All right, but before we go, we have to go to the break. But how much is it that they're paid for wig and robe allowances?
I'm waiting for that figure. I haven't gotten it yet.
Oh, so you don't know the figure?
It's included in 24, 26 and 22, 24.
Oh, so you don't know if it is $1 million a year or $1,000 a year?
But if it's $1, you don't deserve wig or robe.
Hold the line first, Mr. Warmington. We're up on a break. Stay with us.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose.
Want to start investing in real estate with as little as $25,000? Then the JMMB Optimum Capital Real Estate Fund may fit your future best with tax-free advantages and returns above inflation. Visit jm.jmmb.com to get started today. Conditions apply.
Ready to make every step count? The CB Group UE5K is back for its 13th year, and together we're changing lives. And this year we're aiming for 100 more scholarships, 100 more dreams fulfilled. Join us on Sunday, November 24 at 6:30 a.m. at UE Mona. Let's run for dreams, run for hope, and run for a brighter future at the CB Group UE5K and Run with Passion Kids K. Register now at runningeventsja.com and let's make a difference one step at a time.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright.
17 minutes after 11. We are speaking with the Member of Parliament for Southwest St. Catherine. The governing Jamaica Labour Party is Everard Warmington. And the discussion is about his latest private member's motion that he now tells us been around since 2015. 2015. And did you say it was accepted by the Parliament, Mr. Warmington?
Yes, this is one of many. The other one dealt with the Bureau of Election, who is a commissioner, which in 2008, when Professor Miller sent a report to Parliament, intimated that shouldn't be. One has to do with the issue of ballots, or you mark the ballots. Now it's say you have to use a black lead pencil and have to make a cross within the space provided for the name of the person. You have the person voted for. But there are a lot of times when it may not be a cross, or we talk about X. You might have something look like a T, and return officers don't take that as a valid ballot. And sometimes the little tail might go into the other box. What the resolution is asking for here is that any implement that the elector wishes to use, and regardless of how that mark is made, whether it's a tick, a cross, a X, whatever it is, once the person's intention can be discerned, then that should be counted as a valid ballot.
Yes.
That's the other one. There's one that has to do with the perforated line, and that caused Gray in Hanover to have lost the seat to Duncan, because the presiding officer tore the counterfoil below the line It was rejected. I'm asking that they had treat, whether if it's removed above or below, then it should be a valid ballot, because it's not the fault of the elector why the president of the might have thrown it that way.
Mr.
The other one has to
Go ahead. Finish.
The other one has to do with outdoor agents that are provided by law.
Uh-huh.
And they have to stay 200 yards away from or 20 yards away from polling station. So I'm asking that in that it's provided on the roper, there should be where the polling is taking place, and not being driven away by auxiliary police and rest of those.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Warmington.
I'm asking also for the other one is asking for the time of voting to be increased from 7. It's not from 7 to 5. I'm not asking from 7 in the forenoon until 6 in the afternoon. To afford people who have to work a chance to go and vote.
On that one, I want to come back to you because this morning I suggested that we should probably look at extending the voting day beyond a day. And I put, without much more thinking into it, why not extend the voting in Jamaica over a week? But let me finish this one where the electoral commissioners are concerned. Because I've just been messaged by a former member of parliament listening to us. This MP was in the House up to 2016. And he says to me, in 2015, when that motion was tabled and discussed, it did not pass the House. It was referred to a committee, reviewed, debated, and rejected. It didn't come back to the House for a debate or resolution as Parliament was dissolved for the holding of the January 2016 general election. It was not accepted by the House.
So he's what he's talking about. All a private member's motion has to go to the committee. The committee recommended those back when it came back to the House. Recommendation came and it was taken. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I brought them and I knew, and I'm aware of what went and what came back. He doesn't know the hell what he's talking about.
But what I find interesting, though, you're asking for the commissioners to be for their salaries, not to include the provision for allowances. But you don't know how much is the value for those allowances. Big and robe.
But hold on. Whether it's $1, $10, $12, do you think it's appropriate for that allowance to be included in it for the commissioners?
Well, I would like to know how it is crafted in their contract.
No, I'm asking one question.
No, but it cannot be. I just, on a matter of, common sense, it cannot be provisioned as wig and robe allowances because they do not wear wigs, are not required to wear wigs and robes for their jobs.
They're not required to wear wig or robe. But whatever they receive is equal to puny judges and senior puny judge.
Mm-hmm.
All the emolument and the wig and robe is included in the emolument for puny judge and senior puny judges.
I'm going to put it to you, Mr. Warmington. I'm going to put it to you that it is not about the wigs and robes that you have a problem. You have a problem with that they are being paid $20 million for a part-time job.
They shouldn't, because I have a problem with that, and I have a problem with the wig and the robe. That's why they're separate in my prior to Parliament. They're separate, So whereas the emolument and whereas the wig and robe. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But it's unfair. How many people here working 70 hours a week at minimum wage and getting minimum wage, and persons working like 4 hours a month?
But that is not that is a disingenuous argument, Mr. Warmington.
I don't believe so.
Because for you to be in charge of presiding over Jamaica's democratic organization, the chief agency, you have to bring to the job particular skill set, that cannot be likened to someone earning minimum wages.
Well, all right. What about the civil service commission, the police service commission, and all of those? Civil service commission, police service commission. Are they doing a job also? Are they receiving that type of emolument?
I don't know.
And they providing services?
I don't know what is the setup.
They don't. This, as I said before, when this was crafted, it was supposed to, these commissioners, those positions were supposed to be full-time.
The commissioner?
That's what I'm talking about.
The electoral commissioner?
It was supposed to be full time, and that's why that emolument is placed there.
Oh, so what happened why it is now a part-time job?
Well, ask them.
But you know, you've been there.
Look, yes, I've been there, but I'm not serving on the commission. If you go through with the former prime minister, they'll tell you that's not the intent.
But Mr. Mr. Warmington, you have been around longer than I am, and I've been one to tell my listeners where we were in 1976, 1977, 1980.
Hold on. Just a minute before you go on the road. I'm not questioning the work. You know, they have done a good job.
So therefore, if they have done a good job, why are you going to reduce them emoluments?
I appreciate work being done. But the emolument is not equal to. That's what I'm saying. And I'll maintain that forever until this is changed to an appropriate emolument. There's no way you can justify this in Jamaica. It cannot be justified. That's what I'm talking about.
All right, the jury is still out on that. The next one, voting now. You must be concerned about the low voter turnout we have been having over the last 2-3 general elections, Mr. Warmington.
Yeah.
And that is why you would have proposed extending the voting day by an hour. But is that going to make much of a difference? Why not a week, 3-4 days?
Hold on. I don't know a week, 3-4 days will increase the percentage. The issue I'm concerned about, there are a lot of persons who try to get to vote in the afternoon after work and cannot reach the polling center by 5 o'clock. That's my concern. That's why I brought this.
So you wouldn't give thought to extending instead of a day, 2 days, 3 days? Why not?
Jamaica too small. Jamaica too small for that. America that has some hundreds of millions of voters. Maybe they can, but I don't think Jamaica too small for that. 2 days or a week.
Yeah. So you're quite prepared.
A day is adequate as far as I'm concerned. If you can give a little more time for people, because the morning. By the time it's home, a person leave for work, and then there are a lot of employers who do not give the workers the time to go and vote, even though by law they should.
Right. So
and
therefore,
rush after work to get to vote.
Understood. 'Cause that happens now. So tell me, if you're going to go back to 6, why not 7 to 7 then?
I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with that.
7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Those come from work get a chance to vote.
Yes. Next one. Yes? Your party. How far behind are you in the polls? When you do your own canvass?
I didn't come on the program to discuss party. I came here because this is when we talk about the electoral.
Yeah, well, I have you now, and I would love to ask you the state of the politics. You're a veteran politician. You know the ground.
I didn't come on the program to discuss party.
Yes, well...
But I can tell you.
Yes.
That the fake poll going out there by Don Anderson that I don't...
The what?
Yet. The fake poll. Because it's the
Mr. Warmington.
It's the same person who said Kenny Anderson going to get 11 out of 17 seats. And Kenny Anderson gets a whopping, okay?
Kenny who?
Kenny Anderson.
You mean Kenny Anthony from St. Lucia?
Kenny Anthony, yeah.
Yes, from the St. Lucia Labour Party.
Yeah, but so that's why I'm saying, I'm not into that. Where I'm concerned, I'm not worried about the president of the party going back to a third term. I'm very confident that we'll do that.
What gives you that confidence?
Because of the years of experience and what I'm feeling on the ground. As chair by your council, in charge of 4 parishes, there, meeting with workers, delegates, voters, leadership in the constituencies, give me that confidence.
And you have 4 nominations to do on Wednesday. South Trelawney, Northwest St. Andrew, Morant Bay, Inland Town. How are those looking?
Well, I'm not predicting anything on the radio here now, on the show, but I know what I expect. But I'm not predicting. Let people go vote.
Well, the 2 parliamentary by-elections you should win easily. The PNP is not contesting. And that should make it very easy for you. Not so sure about the 2 local elections.
Well, Indian Town used to be a PMP division. We won it last time. We're going back here to work to maintain it. Mount Bay has always been, as long as I can remember, PMP division. But we stand a chance, and we're here upon the 2. We're going to be working relentlessly to take it.
Okay. So what will be your role, sir, in the elections?
Now, in the election?
Yes.
Well, as I said before, I'm chairman of your council 2. Mount Bay falls in your council 2. So I have to lead the army, if you call it that way. Or the troop itself.
Yeah. And you changed your mind about going back. I see where you say you're running back again, having decided that you weren't going to go back in Southwest St. Catherine. What changed your mind?
The issue, I want to be there to insist. Put it there. I want to be there to help Andrew Willis to do the term, get the third term.
You want to be there?
I want to be there to be part of the team to work to ensure that he gets the third term. That's my opinion.
And that's a difficult hill to climb now.
I don't see it that way, no. If it was difficult, I wouldn't be there to be part of it. You might say difficult because you listen to people telling you rubbish and telling this and that sometime on your program. But I don't listen to those stuff, the prediction. You see, the prediction and thing and talk shows, fears me. My concern is what I see out there. And when I'm hearing about poll and this swinging there. As a matter of fact, I spoke to you, I think 2016, election day. At the time when
yeah, I think so. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
One of your guy was there who would, bothering me, following around, say, I need to speak with you or you need to speak to me that day. That's the kind of poll say I'm going to lose the election here. That's what they said then. Okay? I spoke to you then, and I told you the amount of votes I expected to get and the majority that I expect to have. And I proved correctly, and you mentioned it, that I was spot on with the numbers I gave you.
But don't you think don't you think the party and the government have allowed the political ground to slip away from them into to the PNP?
I don't know if they slip away from them, as you put it. But there's work to be done. And what we have, the experience that I had with this party and the government, when we are government, we are one of the best government you can find. But when it comes to party, we administrate that very poorly. We neglect the party to govern. And what I've said and what we are trying to do now, what we have to do, is to govern and at the same time run an effective party machinery. I think they recognize that. And that is, that's a history with Jamaica Labour Party. One of the greatest governments. And we neglect the machinery, the political machinery. But with me, I never, take my eye off the ball. I'm a politician day and night. And I act in a way.
Why you always make these controversial statements that land you in trouble? Why you can't control your mouth?
Well, that means trouble. I've never found myself in trouble. People out there might have put themselves in trouble by, saying all type of things, a reaction to what I say. But I don't know about controversial, What I say, whenever I speak, is solid argument. With and good basis and good ground. But people like you and others blow the top on what have you saying this and saying that.
Yes.
But I'm never worried. What is said and talk show, what have you never.
For example, recently you attacked the Gleaner RJR workers as working to bring down the Andrew Holness government.
Hold on, man. I said it then and I say it again forever say it. That the agenda of the Gleaner on RJR is to destroy Andrew Holness' government. I have no apology to make. Michael Mann, they call them the Fleet Street. We call it Fleet Street, Madam and North Street. I remember Michael Mann, they call them that in the 70s,
Yes, I recall
and they haven't changed at all.
But what is the evidence in 2024 to support that? When you say that of any media house, you set up the workers there, the journalists there, for the political goons to go after them.
No, rubbish, man, not like that.
Nobody said somebody. Really? When you tell your supporters, listen, that these people are the enemy because they're trying to work to bring down your government, you think when Labourites see them what they will do or say to them on the road? You think about that?
We're not with Labour right now. That's uncivilized. We are civilized people. My party, they're civilized people.
Oh.
They're not gonna attack none of them.
Oh.
But hold on. When the PNP leadership on the big man in talk about rate them, anybody make about it? Rate the journalists out of somewhere what they say. Nobody.
Yes, they were condemned. They were condemned.
And condemned?
Yeah, they were condemned. That comment at PNP headquarters was condemned, and we would rather.
Margolin and Campbell make big statement about them. They what make country condemn them? They shoot up your office.
Yes.
They condemn them.
I don't know who shoot up my office, but it came in an environment when the PNP was attacking us.
No, I didn't say PNP, I said, hey, whoever it is, when you shoot up your office, they didn't condemn them. Now again, you say me what I did. Then RJR say you are when an incubator for
not RJR. Dayton Campbell said that.
Dayton Campbell, what have you?
Yes.
Yes, that's what he said. Right.
And what it did was to put our lives, our well-being, in serious risk. That is why, if it comes from Dayton Campbell, but hold on, Mr. Warmington, if it comes from Dayton Campbell, it's wrong. If it comes from Everett Warmington, it's wrong.
No. You say it put your lives and the people at risk based on the statement you made because his followers not that
There you go. The problem is when in this very tribalized political culture and this environment so close to a general election, any senior politician is going to accuse journalists of any entity of working to bring down his government. He's putting those journalists at risk.
Then hold on. When they have a thing on social media, how much of them inside employed and close to PNP and along with PNP or spouse of PNP and all of that stuff on social media. I don't put it there. It was me who put it there.
Well,
and it showed the connection between those journalists there and the PNP. That's what it is.
But there's a difference, though, Mr. Warmington, about what is posted on social media and by who. Warmington, as in Everett Warmington, is a senior parliamentarian. You are a man of substance.
Do you say I have that much influence out in Jamaica?
Of course you do. How many times you win elections for parliament?
7 times.
7 times. You were a former cabinet minister. What you say matter.
But anyhow, 7 times on a Jamaica vote to me. Southwest and Catch,
They are Jamaicans. Yes.
No, but that's Southwest and
Who else has that kind of record?
I don't know.
I
never think about the people record their records.
Yes, you have one of the most successful records at the parliamentary constituency level.
But every election you hear the polls from the same RJR and Danan, the polls are going to lose, and everybody's going to lose the election, and when it come around, we do. Win by 5,000, 3,000, or that.
What is your trick?
I know the polls of what is in this country today.
Yes. And especially in Southwest St. Catherine.
You better believe it.
You
don't like wrong against me?
One of your colleagues told me some time ago, that he was out with you in the constituency one election. And he was shocked when a woman came up to you and using dark language, the worst kind of Jamaican curse word, and you turn around and you get back to her. And he was just shocked. And then you and the woman went and hug up and laugh. That is the kind of relationship you have with your constituents, Everett Wilmington?
Yeah, you see, the thing here, I don't speak down to my people, other people here. We talk across. I'm not the boss. They're not the servant. We're laborers in the field. So all of us equal.
Yes.
Because I tell them, they want to move from here, they can tell me the same thing to you. That's how we live.
And you tell them back?
That's how we live.
Oh, I see.
The boss and servant are out here.
Yes.
We are co-workers in the field. We work in this vineyard together as equal. There's no boss out here. There's no workers out there and slave out there, so we work. That's why I'm still here.
Good. Thank you for joining us this morning, Mr. Warmington. I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's unusual, it's unusual me talking now, journalist and talk show.
You what?
So it's unusual for me to giving you access to me anyhow to talk to. Maybe you're fortunate.
Fortunate? I don't know. But thanks for stopping by.
All right, my brother. You have a very good day.
You too. Good.
All right.
All the best. Time for the break.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock.
Get it all in one go. Download and sign up now. The time by the 1JN Passport app is
20 minutes to 12.
With Jamaica Automobile Association, membership is a win-win. Enter the JAA Fuel Up promotion and you could win the grand prize of JAA Gold membership for 1 year, plus fuel valued at $240,000. Just purchase, renew or upgrade your JAA membership or use your individual JAA advance card to buy at least $10,000 of fuel a month. So, fuel up! There's also monthly prizes of $20,000 in fuel. Enter now. JAA Fuel Up promotion ends December 13, 2024. Conditions apply.
Shop at Mark's Superstore Furniture and Hardware, located in Lioneltown and Portland Cottage Fair, Clarendon.
They have hardware items, furniture, televisions, washing machines, freezers, refrigerators, beds and bedding, household appliances, home accessories, and more.
Every Thursday, get 10% discount on cooking gas, excluding deliveries.
Visit any of their 2 locations or call 876-919-6067.
Mark's Superstore Furniture and Hardware, quick and fast delivery.
It's a showdown of the shows. 6 shows, 1 winner. Who will it be? Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. from Monday, November 4 to Monday, November 11 for the NNN Quiz Competition. Get ready for the ultimate test of knowledge in our thrilling NNN Quiz Competition. Friendships have been transformed into rivalries as our shows compete in the ultimate showdown. With each correct answer, the excitement builds, and with each incorrect one, opportunities are lost. The stakes are high, and the listeners will be on the edge of their seats. The NNN Quiz is back. Tune in between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. during Cliff Hughes Online from Monday, November 4 to Monday, November 11 for the NNN Quiz Competition. Who will emerge victorious on this edition of the NNN Quiz Competition? Find out only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. The NNN Quiz is brought to you by the Student Center, the Jamaican Association for Debating and Empowerment Jade Limited, Wellington Dental, Mark's Superstore, New Pack, Hydrate Water, Mats Unlimited, and JTA Credit Union.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM.
Is that really Cliff Hughes talking?
Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Benjamin. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Was Cliff Hughes really talking like that?
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
But is this real? Hey Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening.
Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Improving our relationship with you.
The Passport Immigration and Citizenship Agency, PICA, is improving its relationship with you, our valued customer. Our new customer relationship management system will help us to better understand your needs, communicate with you, and address your issues faster. Contact us online and let us help you. The new system is a joint project of PICA and the Transformation Implementation Unit.
Improving our relationship.
Building a better public sector for all.
Furnitureland at 112 Constant Spring Road is Jamaica's premier furniture retailer when searching for stylish and elegant pieces for your home. The time by Furnitureland is...
Comments time, 11:45.
Cliff Hughes Online. Talk radio for all Jamaicans.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright.
Well, a video has been going viral since yesterday. You know, we can be very, very unkind to each other. We can be a menace to the public. Ackee is almost a staple in Jamaica. It's part of the so-called national dish. Yes? Thousands of us, including me, love with ackee and saltfish and dumpling and banana and yam with a tall glass of lemonade, whether for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Yes? And we buy ackee. Fortunately for me, I stopped buying ackee. I have my ackee tree in my yard. Yeah, fortunately. But there was a time when I had to buy my ackee. And you buy ackee on the premise that everybody know in Jamaica, if you force open the ackee before them ripe and ready, you are poisoning the consumer who has that ackee. And look at this woman. She's on the Nationwide YouTube channel. Look at her now. Yeah, sitting down, trying to mask the wickedness she's doing, the wicked act of forcing open the ackee. Look at the ackee. Yeah, not ready for sell yet, not ready for eat yet. And she pull up the box, use the knife, see her there, with the knife, pry open the ackee. You know, look at the ackee, see it open, and watch her smile to know. Wicked. Eh? Look at her. Opening the ackee with the knife. You know what that is going to cause? Whoever had that ackee is going to get sick. Because from your grow up in Jamaica, from your picnic, you're told you eat ackee, you prepare ackee that is opened, because the toxicity is significantly reduced when it is allowed to open. The poisonous gas in it. And this woman deliberately chooses to poison her consumers. Poisonous. You be careful who you're buying ackee from. Yeah? And you make her know that what she has done is against the good of the public. And whoever you are, ma'am, if you're hearing us, you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself. See her there? Prying open. The ackee not ready for open yet. Not ready. And that is what she does. Yeah? So you now pass and say you want some ackee and saltfish and dumpling later. So by the ackee you get sick. Wicked act. So be careful. And the other lesson from this, we live in a world today, you see. Everybody have a camera and a phone now, That's the other lesson from this. And that's a good thing. Yeah? Not no secret anymore. Yes. The world of pop music and culture lost a giant overnight. Quincy Jones. One of the greatest we will have seen in our times. He died at home in Bel Air in California. And if you grew up in the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the first decade of the 21st century, you'd have heard about and read about or seen Quincy Jones. Yeah? You remember in 1985-86, the famine in Ethiopia, or was it Somalia? 85, World Aid was in Ethiopia. When we looked on in complete horror at the starvation that was taking place. And this song, We Are the World, was made and produced by Quincy that earned hundreds of millions of dollars. That was a masterpiece of a production, orchestrated and innovated by Quincy Jones. And then also in the 80s, he produced one of the most successful albums of all times, the Michael Jackson Thriller. Yeah? That was another piece of work that will live on forever. Forever.
Yes, Michael. I'm not like other guys. Of course not. That's why I love you. No, I mean I'm different. What are you talking about? Are you all right?
Get away!
There's nowhere left to run. You feel the cold.
He was born in 1933, he died 2024. Quincy Jones, dead at 91. Time for the break.
You try to scream, but terror takes the sound before you make it.
Yes, Michael Jackson at his peak. Yes, courtesy of Quincy Jones. That's how we're going to leave it for the morning session. We're going to come back after the World at noon at 12:30 with Honeybee and Timeline. Stay with us.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock. And I stood arrow straight, unencumbered by the weight of all these hustlers and their schemes. I stood proud, I stood tall, high above it all. I still believed in my dreams.
There is no way you can predict who a person will be tomorrow, and having a partner today might mean a lot of give and take. But are you prepared to know that the longer you're together, the easier it is to slip? Are you prepared to forgive cheating or even expect it to happen? If it does and you've been together a few years, do you keep starting a new relationship every few years, or do you learn to live with a possible reality? Join me, Rodney Campbell, every Tuesday from 9 to 10:30 p.m. for Affairs of the Heart, right here on Nationwide 90 FM. This Tuesday's topic: if you want a partner who's perfect, who you plan to spend your life with? God?
Affairs of the Heart is brought to you by Supermed Pharmacy, Super Happy, Super Healthy, Supermed, and Durex, distributed by Massey Distribution Limited, Jamaica.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM.
Is that really Cliff Hughes talking?
Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour. Fired.
Also, tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie, give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Was Cliff Hughes really talking like that?
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
But is this real? Hey, Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I'll soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene.
Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Tune in to our program live from our YouTube channel, Nationwide 90 FM. And remember to like, subscribe, and share our content. And we're also on WhatsApp at 876-285-5693.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
Clearing personal, non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
12 o'clock.
It's credible and factual. The World at Noon on Nationwide 90 FM.
A very good afternoon to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the Nationwide World at Noon for this afternoon, Monday, November 4, 2024. Met Service keeps the country under tropical storm warning. This as a system in the Western Caribbean Sea has developed into a tropical depression. Residents of Mount Prospect in West Rural St. Andrew remain marooned after landslide causes main roadway to collapse. Prime Minister Andrew Holness accuses the opposition PNP of defending criminals. In regional news, Guyanese government to close legal loophole that allows foreign companies to breach employment quota. In international news, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump in final push for votes ahead of presidential election day on Tuesday. And in sports, Windies women to face England in a test match for the first time in over half a century. The details after the break.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
The Midday News is brought to you by Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
Now to the details. The Met Service says the area of low pressure over the West Central Caribbean Sea has become better organized and is now a tropical depression. In its latest bulletin issued just before midday, the Met Service says the system has the potential to develop into a tropical storm later today. This means that tropical storm conditions are expected to affect Jamaica within 24 hours. The Met Service says this has guided the office to maintain its tropical storm warning for Jamaica. At 10 a.m. on Monday, Tropical Depression number 18 was about 310 kilometers south of Kingston, or 370 kilometers southeast of Negril Point. The depression is moving towards the north near 15 kilometers per hour, and a northwestward motion is expected to begin later today and is forecast to continue for the next few days. Maximum sustained winds are near 55 kilometers per hour with higher gusts. Steady strengthening is forecast, and the depression is expected to become a tropical storm later on Monday and a hurricane by Wednesday near Cuba. On the forecast track, the depression is expected to continue moving towards Jamaica today. It should be near Jamaica by late Monday evening or early on Tuesday, near or over the Cayman Islands on Tuesday, and approach Cuba on Wednesday. While the system is in the vicinity of Jamaica, it is expected to produce heavy rainfall and strong gusty winds primarily over southern and northeastern parishes. Landslides should also be anticipated in vulnerable sections of the island. For the marine areas, the forecast is for widespread showers and thunderstorms, which may be heavy at times with strong gusty winds up to tropical storm force. All small craft operators, including fishers from the Keys and Banks, should by now be in port and are urged to complete their necessary safety precautions without delay. The Met Service says the next bulletin on the system will be issued at 2 p.m. And the Ministry of Health and Wellness is reminding persons with chronic illnesses such as diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease and asthma to have adequate supplies of medication amid the threat of a tropical storm. Persons are being advised that if they have to evacuate their homes, they must ensure they take their medication with them to their place of shelter. All pregnant women who are within 1 month of their delivery date should relocate to family or friends who are in close proximity to a hospital or delivery center. The ministry says all public hospitals will remain open. For those persons who may have to evacuate, they should take along with them medical supplies, disaster supplies, clothing and bedding, non-perishable foods, and important family documents. Persons are being advised to not store food items with chemicals and to not purchase or use food from tins which have signs of dents or damage. The ministry says water should be stored in a clean container with a handle. They have also highlighted that containers which have previously stored harmful chemicals should not be used. Telecoms provider Digicel says it's already in full preparation mode for the potential tropical storm. The company says it has put its adverse weather contingency plan into high gear. Digicel says all cell sites and fiber optic installations across the island are ready to go. The company's CEO, Stephen Murad, says these include sending out preparatory messages to customers and the wider public. Murad says Digicel has been collaborating with key disaster preparedness stakeholders, including ODPEM, first responders, and rivals Flow. Meanwhile, Flow says all of its stores will be closed at 1 p.m. today to allow teams to adequately prepare for impending weather conditions. The company says it has already activated its local crisis management team. That team is responsible for preparing customers, staff, and network infrastructure during the period leading up to, during, and immediately following a disaster. Flow says it's collaborating with agencies, including the Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, on network recovery efforts. Member of Parliament for West Rural St. Andrew, Juliet Cuthbert-Flynn, says that she will be mobilizing resources to create a makeshift road for marooned residents in the community of Mount Prospect. Mount Prospect is a farming community of about 800 residents. About 300 of those residents are marooned after a section of the road of the main roadway through the community collapsed on Sunday amid persistent heavy rain.
They made a makeshift walkway. Children have to go to school. There's a school not far from where the breakaway is. And so there was already a pathway in that area. And so what will happen, they asked me if I could provide some marl or something. And so that is something that we've decided upon, that we will provide some marl to the area with cement so that they could make a proper walkway, because it's very muddy, it's very slippery. You know, I had to put on my water boots yesterday, and in order for persons to traverse, because, you know, and also let me just say, in that area we have a lot of elderly persons, you know, who would want to traverse the area, and we have to make it more comfortable for them.
The massive landslide has cut off vehicular access to the area. Mrs. Cuthbert-Flynn says there will be no easy fix.
I am now awaiting for NAA to actually visit the area to really take a look to see, because let me tell you, I'm not sure what the possibilities are going to be because of the type of soil that is in the area and the depth of this slippage, land slippage. It is really, really deep, and in order to build a wall, to put a basket, a Gabion basket, they're going to possibly have to find a solid ground in order to do this. And again, as I said, the depth of it, it's really, you know, a long way down.
Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, a Member of Parliament for West Rural St. Andrew, she was speaking on Nationwide this morning. And a Manager of Communications and Customer Service at the National Works Agency, Stephen Shaw, says, weather permitting, a preliminary assessment will be done on the collapsed section of the Mount Prospect Road.
I'm sure that the team will be visiting the area subject to the weather conditions, because it has started to deteriorate already outside. But we did have a plan to visit the location today to make our own quick assessment and then, be in a position to say to our bosses what the situation is on ground and how we can possibly look to get persons into and out of that space.
He says, based on what he's seen, it will take a special engineering effort to restore the roadway.
Most engineers will have to visit the location and look at what is on ground and then come up with a plan. From what I'm seeing in terms of the pictures and videos, it's not a standard design that is going to be needed for that particular location. There'll have to be a special engineering effort focusing on this particular location as it relates to getting a particular fix there. If it can be fixed, that's the other thing. Because sometimes, George, it would make better sense.
Yes.
So maybe find another route around the area. It might be cheaper so to do.
Stephen Shaw, Manager of Communications and Customer Service at the National Works Agency. In other news now, JLP leader and Prime Minister Andrew Holness is accusing the opposition PNP of defending criminality in order to boost their fortunes at the next general elections. Speaking at the Central Manchester Constituency Conference on Sunday, Holness said such conduct can best be labelled as PNPism. Khaleesi Wright reports.
Manchester has recorded an uptick in murders since the start of the year, with the police pinning the blame on gangsters fighting over the spoils of lottery scamming. The Prime Minister told Labourites that rather than speak out against violent criminality, the PNP finds it politically expedient to hug up the criminals.
They use whatever happens in the society, even if it is criminal, for their political benefit. And that, my friends, is PNPism. They embrace even criminality to make their political point for political benefit. And that is how PNPism has destroyed our society. And it is threatening to do so again, because we see their embrace of criminality, their defense of criminality. And that is why, my friends, they resist the states of public emergency, because they are bent on defending and protecting criminality.
His statement follows a mid-October utterance from Mandeville Mayor Donovan Mitchell, who said there was nothing wrong with unexplained wealth. At the time, Mayor Mitchell was responding to Councillor for the Craighead Division, Omar Miller, who sought to explain that some entertainment events in the parish were being funded by the lottery scammers. But the Mandeville Mayor has defended his comment. He says at no point did he offer support for scamming, nor did he intend to convey such a message. He said his response was intended as a sarcastic jab at the conduct of the JLP. Holness says no member of his party could ever offer any endorsement of crime or criminal behavior.
Now, we as a government will never give any form of protection, succor, coverage to any criminality, criminal or criminal behavior. Nobody from my political party must come out and speak in support of any criminality or criminal behavior. And I want to make that absolutely clear, because that is the difference between us and them. They are not like us.
The Prime Minister says the successful use of states of public emergency is part of the reason behind the PNP's strong opposition to the security measure.
The PNP did everything to fight the use of states of public emergency to deal with Jamaica's exceptionally high crime and murder rate. Everything. fight it because they see how effective it was. But you see, the mistake that they made was to believe that the Jamaica Labour Party and my administration was relying on states of public emergency. No, we were very clear that we use states of emergency when they are justified by high crime situations that pose a threat over and above what is ordinary to the people of a particular area.
Khaleesi Wright for Nationwide News.
Member of Parliament for East Central St. Catherine, Alanda Terrelong, says that the JLP administration has a track record of creating relevant skills training and employment opportunities for young people. He was speaking at the Central Manchester Constituency Conference on Sunday.
The message of hope of the Jamaica Labour Party is that we want to empower your minds, and that is why we have programs like the Heart program, we have programs like the Lift programs, we have programs like the Care programs, because as a government we recognize that not everybody going good for maths and English, but we recognize that we can develop a skills training Jamaica where we train you and empower you with the skills of today for the jobs of today and tomorrow. So when Rhoda says, give me 10 young people from Knockpatrick, give me 10 young people from Grey Ground, because I can recommend them for the Lift program so they can earn $85,000 per month while learning a skills and job placement at heart.
Terrelong, who is also the State Minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, says that the JLP has given several promising youngsters the chance to prove their mettle in government.
This is the Jamaica Labour Party that believes in education and the empowerment of our youth. The same way the Prime Minister, via young youth that matter some more that chart, and bossing, and he's now the best water minister this country has seen. It's the same party that give a young youth like Floyd Green a chance, and bossing, and he's the best agriculture minister that this country has seen. It is the same vision that via young youth like Terrelong who come from Grand Spain and bossing, and he's the best member of Parliament and one of the finest state ministers that we have seen.
Alanda Terrelong, MP for East Central St. Catherine. In regional and international news now, regional in Guyana, the government says it is moving to amend the Local Content Act next year to ensure that all loopholes are regulated effectively. This as it warns companies that are non-compliant with the legislation that they will be heavily penalized in the future. Guyana's local content law mandates 75% of management positions in companies be held by Guyanese, with only 25% allowed for foreign workers. However, companies are allegedly rotating foreign workers every 6 months and subverting the requirement for Guyanese managers. Vice President Barrett Jagdeo says the situation is being monitored carefully as the well-being of Guyanese workers is a priority. He's vowing that big foreign companies will not be allowed to shaft Guyanese. International, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump are already into a packed schedule on today's final day of campaigning before Tuesday's vote to elect the next president of the United States. USA Today is reporting that Harris will spend the day in Pennsylvania with stops in Scranton and Allentown. She's due to attend rallies and concerts in Pittsburgh and Philadelphia with Lady Gaga, Katy Perry, Ricky Martin, The Roots, and Oprah Winfrey. Trump's final day of campaigning will include stops in 3 of the 7 battleground states. He will visit North Carolina, Reading, and Pittsburgh in Pennsylvania and close out the day in Grand Rapids in Michigan. He then plans to return to Palm Beach, Florida to vote and await election results. Harris's campaign will host its election night event at Howard University in Washington, D.C., her alma mater. Trump's campaign will host an election night watch party at a convention center in West Palm Beach, Florida. Meanwhile, The Guardian newspaper is reporting that far-right political influencer James O'Keefe, founder of Project Veritas, has reportedly assembled a group of election personnel and monitors in the U.S. to secretly film voting and ballot counting procedures on Election Day. Documents given by a whistleblower to the New York Times show that those involved would use hidden cameras to record and then publicize video to support their claims of fraud and irregularities at polling stations. The documents show that by mid-October, nearly 70 people, some purporting to be election officials and volunteer poll watchers, had committed to the project. O'Keefe's initiative is one of many being planned across the country, often at the local level, to uncover supposed instances of election fraud at polling sites. These efforts are motivated by Donald Trump's lies that the 2020 election was hijacked by fraud. Trump has already baselessly accused Pennsylvania election officials of cheating. And that's it for the news at 12. Up next, sports.
The Midday News was brought to you by Total Tools. Every tool, every trade. Success powered by learning. The Time brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is
12:20.
Recycling Partners of Jamaica. Yeah, we got to make a change, and we have to do it now, can't wait for later. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies and in the drains. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place. Well, I said no matter about your class or status or title, got to be responsible and recycle. Yes, we are talk about plastic buckle boat. You have to make sure say you're the right type to. So look for the triangle with the one or two. But I don't matter could a yellow or blue. You have to just make sure them empty, collect them plenty, recycling revenue. So listen up Jamaica, I'm saying it's time to make a change. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place, and we all can agree that will be safer than in the gullies in the every veins. Recycling Partners of Jamaica. We put plastic in its place.
Stay in control, delivering reliable results you can trust. Check your blood sugar levels with AccuCheck Instant. Your health matters, choose AccuCheck. The temperature by AccuCheck Instant is
30 degrees Celsius here in the nation's capital, Kingston. It's 29 in the western city, Montego Bay.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, up-to-the-minute local and international sports news, this is the Nationwide Sports at Noon.
Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to your midday sports report here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm Wayne Walker. Tonight's scheduled doubleheader in the Ray and Nephew Jamaica Premier League at Jerusalem has been postponed. Mount Pleasant Academy was down to face Vere United and Waterhouse against Montego Bay United. The postponement of the games is as a result of the tropical storm conditions expected to affect the island within 24 hours. Meanwhile, former champions Portmore United are new leaders following their 4-0 thrashing of Malines United at Ferdinita Park yesterday. Montego Bay are second and 14 points, the same as a third-place Waterhouse. In other games yesterday, defending champions Cavalier had to come from behind to earn a 1-1 draw with Tivoli Gardens at Stadium East. Dunby Holden defeated Chapelton Maroons by 2-0. Harbourview, they stopped Racing United 3-1. And Arnett Gardens stopped to Humberline by 2-1. Brentford will travel to West London rivals Fulham as they go in search of the first point on the road in the English Premier League this season. Brentford has not enjoyed the best time on the road so far this season. They lost at Liverpool, Manchester City, Tottenham and Manchester United. An inability to win at Craven Cottage today will see them failing to win their opening 5 league away matches for the first time since 2012. In other results, yesterday, Tottenham beat Aston Villa by 4-1. Villa led 1-0 at the break. Spurs doing to Villa what they did to them the last time they met at Villa Park. Villa taking the lead and Spurs producing a stunning second half performance and ended up winning that game 4-1 like they did yesterday at the Tottenham Stadium in London. And Manchester United, they played out a 1-1 draw with Chelsea at Old Trafford. The West Indies women and their England counterparts are scheduled to meet in a test match for the first time in over half a century. The two will battle in a one-off test in the Caribbean during a series, which will also include 3 one-day internationals and 3 T20 internationals in April and May of 2027. The series will form part of the new Futures Tour program. The two countries last played a test against each other in 1979. The West Indies will also host a test match against Australia in 2026, and they play South Africa away in the format in 2028. As part of the new cycle, which runs from 2025 to early 2029, England will also play tests against India, Australia, and South Africa. England will play test matches in South Africa and Australia this winter at the end of the current cycle. They are scheduled to tour Pakistan for the first time in 2027. They were due to play in Pakistan in 2021, but the tour was cancelled because of security concerns. The new schedule also includes a window largely free of international cricket in August to coincide with the 100. That's a tournament in England and the Wales Cricket Board put on. Zimbabwe have been added to the FTP for the first time. West Indies white ball coach Darren Sammy says the team had no business losing the second one-day international against England on Saturday at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium. England chased down the highest one-day total at the ground with 5 wickets to spare after the West Indies posted 328. Sammy says the batsmen, led by captain Shea Hope, who slammed a century, set up the game nicely, but the bowlers failed to come to the party.
Obviously, when you put 327 on the board, you expect to win. However, that is the beauty about international cricket. Halfway stage when the job is done, you could never be complacent about it. I thought, yes, Liam Livingstone played a brilliant inning to get his team home, but I thought as a bowling group, our execution was really off, hence losing, I think it's a record chase here at Antigua, at Sir Vivian Richards Stadium.
The teams are now in Barbados ahead of the third and final game, and Sammy says the players now have a chance to right the wrong.
As a team, understanding where we at and the small steps that we have to take to improve, and we're off to Barbados now 1-1, the exact same thing that happened last year.
That's Darren Sammy, coach of the West Indies white ball team. And there's a game on in the regional CG United Regional Super 50 tournament. It's, the play has been halted at the moment because of rain over there at the Sir Frank Worrell Memorial Ground, St. Augustine in Trinidad. The combined campuses and colleges are playing the West Indies Academy. The combined campuses and colleges made 174 of 39 overs and 5 balls, and that was led by Karen Paul with 46. Shakir Paris consistent. He made 40 and 33 to Johan Jeremiah, and picking up the wickets for the West Indies Academy was Jedi Blades, 3 for 23, and 3 wickets also going to Zishan Morton. And the West Indies Academy at the moment, they're 38 for 1 after 7 overs and 5 balls. And I said before, play has been halted at the moment because of rain. Abdi Negay of the Netherlands and Kenya Sheila Chepkirui won the men's and women's races at the New York City Marathon yesterday. Negay finished strongly, surging past Kenyan Evans Chibet, the 2022 champion, in the final stretch to clock 2 hours 07.39. Kenya's Albert Correa was third. Chepkirui triumphed in 2 hours 24 minutes and 35 seconds to claim her first World Marathon major win. She finished 14 seconds clear of the 2023 winner, Helen Obiri, with Vivian Chariot completing an all-Kenyan podium. Britain's David Ware was second in the men's wheelchair race, won by the American favorite Daniel Romachuk. Romachuk, who was also victorious in 2018-2019, finished in 1 hour 36 minutes and 31 seconds, 5 seconds clear of Ware. Switzerland's Marcel Hoog, the winner of the 16 straight marathons and bidding for a 4th consecutive victory in New York, was 4th. As World Health Mental Health Month ended in October, World Athletics published findings from a study conducted during the Paris Olympic Games aimed to identify and protect athletes from abusive messages sent via social media platforms. The study is the fourth of its kind, published by World Athletics in the past 4 years. It covers the Tokyo 2020 Olympics, the 2022 and 2023 World Athletics Championships in Eugene and Budapest, respectively, and now Paris. The research was conducted to investigate online harassment of athletes during the Olympic Games. The study focuses on the findings of this year's research, with a detailed 4-year analysis to follow later this year. And finally, in sports at this time, Luka Doncic delivered 32 points, 9 boards, and 7 assists as the Dallas Mavericks cruised to a 108-85 victory over the Orlando Magic in the NBA yesterday. Doncic scored 14 points in the first quarter to help the Mavericks to a 30-22 lead, and they were 65-40 ahead at the break. The 25-year-old Slovenian scored 25 first-half points, including 5 3-pointers, and it was a 30 feet on the spin for Orlando, who made just 8 of 41 3-point attempts, and are currently without all-star forward Paulo Machero, who has an abdominal muscle injury and is set to miss at least the next 4 weeks. In other games yesterday, Atlanta stopped New Orleans 126-111, and Oklahoma turned back the LA Clippers 105-92. And that will do it for your midday sports report here on Nationwide 90 FM. Sports is going to be back on this station at 5:25 this afternoon. Until then, I'm Wayne Walker. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
Ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
It's a showdown of the shows. 6 shows, 1 winner. Who will it be? Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. from Monday, November 4 to Monday, November 11 for the NNN Quiz Competition. Get ready for the ultimate test of knowledge in our thrilling NNN Quiz Competition. Friendships have been transformed into rivalries as our shows compete in the ultimate showdown. With each correct answer, the excitement builds, and with each incorrect one, opportunities are lost. The stakes are high, and the listeners will be on the edge of their seats. The NNN Quiz is back. Tune in between 11 a.m. and 12 p.m. during CliffViews Online from Monday, November 4 to Monday, November 11 for the NNN Quiz Competition. Who will emerge victorious on this edition of the NNN Quiz Competition? Find out only on Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. The NNN Quiz is brought to you by the Student Center, the Jamaican Association for Debating and Empowerment Jade Limited, Wellington Dental, Mark's Superstore, New Pack, Hydrate Water, Mats Unlimited, and JTA Credit Union.
To recap our top stories making the nationwide world at noon, Met Service keeps the country under tropical storm warning. This system in the Western Caribbean Sea has developed into a tropical depression. Residents of Mount Prospect in West Rural St. Andrew remain marooned after landslide causes main roadway to collapse. Prime Minister Andrew Holness accuses the opposition PNP of defending criminals.
They embrace even criminality for political benefit. And that is how PNPism has destroyed our society.
I'm Tana Thomas. You can find the news on our website at nationwideradiojm.com and on the Nationwide app, available on Google Play and the App Store. Major news next at 5.
Since 2016, 156,000 more Jamaicans are working. This is more than any other time in our history. Your government is caring for you. The time brought to you by the Office of the Prime Minister is
12:33.
Attention all data protection enthusiasts. Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM every Tuesday at 8:20 a.m. and Thursday at 8:25 a.m. for a new program, Data Protection Matters. Starting June 4, 2024, join us as we delve into crucial topics that will keep you informed and compliant. Data Protection Matters is hosted by Chuck Cameron, founder of Design Privacy, your trusted partner in data protection. Don't miss out. That's every Tuesday morning at 8:20 and every Thursday at 8:25 a.m. Stay protected, stay informed with Nationwide 90 FM and Design Privacy.
But is this real? Hey, Greg, come look at this. Oh my, it's happening. Mr. Daniels, the numbers keep getting bigger and bigger.
Sir, the clicks are off the charts.
Hello, sales? What's the emergency? 9,000 clicks in one day? 3,000 order? So how much we have left? What? I soon call you back. Mr. Nakamoto, it's Danny from Jamaica. I need 5,000 of the big ones. We're back in business.
Yes, sir. Arigato. Suene. Amplify your brand. Let Nationwide 90 FM assist you in tapping into a captivated audience across our social media platforms. For more information, contact us at 876-630-1210 or sales@nationwidenewsnetwork.com. Businesses, companies, and entrepreneurs, let's supercharge your brand.
Timeline with the stinger, Honey Bee.
Good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us here on all that's trending on the timeline. Honeybee, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Cliff. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm very good.
Yes, you're looking very good. I really like that shirt.
You do?
Yeah, man. Clean. You understand? That is it. Yeah, man. Looking stately and all these things. Very good.
All right.
Well, let's dive into the timeline today.
Okay, cool.
Now we have to say rest in peace to the music legend, the legendary Quincy Jones. It did come as a shock, who produced some of Michael Jackson's best-known albums and collaborated with legends including Frank Sinatra and Count Basie, has died aged 91. He lived a full life.
Very.
He did. He was surrounded by family at his home in the Los Angeles neighborhood of Bel Air at the time of his death on Sunday. Born in 1933 on the south side of Chicago, Quincy Delight Jones Jr., you hear the man name? Oh, and wasn't he a delight? Discovered a knack for the piano at a recreation center and became teenage buddies with Ray Charles. Now, he played second trumpet on Elvis Presley's Heartbreak Hotel, teaming up with Dizzy Gillespie for several years before moving to Paris in 1957. Jones later expanded into Hollywood, scoring films and television shows. Now, among entertainment's most decorated figures, Jones won virtually every major achievement award, including 28 Grammys.
Wow.
In 1967, Jones was the first black composer to be nominated in the original song category of the Oscars for the film Banning. Now, Jones started a label, founded a hip-hop magazine, and produced the 1990s hit television show The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, discovering the one, the only Will Smith. He was perhaps best known, though, as the producer of some of MJ's greatest albums of his career, Off the Wall, Thriller, and Bad. Now, you name it, Quincy's done it. He's been able to take this genius of his and translate it into any kind of sound that he chooses. Jazz pianist Herbie Hancock told PBS in 2001.
Yeah.
So here's a man who has lived his life in service of his talent, of his people, and, you know, definitely contributed to the fabric of humanity, entertainment, and culture. Rest in peace, Quincy Jones.
A creative musical genius.
Can I tell you?
Yeah,
a
without
delight.
doubt. Yeah.
Indeed.
And his legacy will live on forever in his work.
Indeed.
Forever. You remember We Are the World?
Oh, gosh, no. You take... Oh, yes.
We Are the World. At that time, we were grieving. And, you know, for a lot of people, we wanted to help.
Yes.
We wanted to do something to help. And we were virtually hopeless. When we bought and sang We Are the World, we knew we were helping.
We definitely. And it's so interesting how through the arts, yes, we can come together as a people and find catharsis, yeah, and help each other.
Yeah.
Can we play a bit of We Are the World in honor of Quincy Jones? Yes? My gosh. It was a beautiful compilation of artists and sounds. Here we go.
When the world must come together as one, there are people dying. Oh, when it's time to lend a hand to life, the greatest gift of all. We can't go on pretending day by day that someone somewhere will soon make a change. We all a part of God's great big family. And the truth, you know, love is all we need. We are the world. We are the children. We are the ones who make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
You see what can happen when we put our differences aside and unite and come together?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh,
And
man.
you remember those voices, those notes.
Yes!
Yeah?
Listen, some
Cindy Lauper.
Tio.
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking about Diana Ross.
Yes.
Okay.
Dionne Warwick.
Dionne Warwick.
Yeah.
Of course, MJ. We couldn't forget MJ,
Yeah.
the guy who brought them together.
Lionel
Richie.
All of them.
Only Luther Vandross.
Only
Kenny-
Quincy could bring them all together.
Listen, man, it was beautiful and moving, and it still is.
Yeah.
It absolutely still is.
You weren't around, Kevin. That was 1985.
You know, somebody
84.
in the chat I say Andre Brown, Honeybee was not born when We Are the World was produced and published. But you know, it's definitely not lost on me. It was 1985.
85, yes.
1985. And just, oh gosh.
In response to the famine in Ethiopia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because, you know, something had to be done, you know. Oh gosh. It was truly beautiful. Truly beautiful. Rest in peace, Quincy Jones. And thank you for your contribution.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. All right, moving on. Now, Janelle and Noah counting their blessings. I don't know if you saw it on social media.
I saw
clip,
it. Brand new house.
Yes, weeks after announcing their engagement, athletes Noah Lyles and Janelle Brumfield have taken another major step in their relationship. On Sunday, the Jamaican quarter miler revealed that she was surprised by Noah with a new home, and she was saying that usually she's onto him, but he got her this time. Noah Brumfield shared a video clip of herself and her fiance being presented with the keys to the home as she walks into her new place of happiness. And when they walked in, all I was thinking is AD. I'm sure they're gonna be on AD at some point. Yeah, architectural design. Yes, because I'm sure they're gonna fix it up really nice. It seems like a beautiful home, even though we only got to saw a little part of it. But she enjoyed every moment of the occasion, and we have a clip to show you.
She's struggling. Blessings that are falling on my table, learning my lessons. Now I'm willing and I'm able to do just what I can, as humble as I am, working towards a goal, and we give thanks for helping hands. Pray for health and strength, a life, a length and peace of mind. Good people and good vibe, yes, we give thanks every time. Every single line.
This is nice. You're a mess.
All right, just lovely, just lovely.
Look at those tiles.
Yeah, nice, don't it?
Mhm.
Okay, proper. And I caught a glimpse of the pool in the back there. I'm sure they'll make it at home. You know, oh my! I see Beauty Within. I'm saying Digest. Yes, it's Architectural Digest AD.
Okay.
I'm very happy for Janelle. She seems happy. And I wish them all the best, yes, and a wonderful
I hope
life.
they have a long, long, long and happy life together.
Yeah, yeah. I as I was saying some time ago, I do think that they're on the right path. And they have had their fair share of trials and tribulations, okay? And
haters.
And haters, all right? So I'm telling you, they have been braving the storms. So just keep close. Keep that communication
and be faithful to each other.
And that faithfulness, you know, and you know that forgiveness as well, because we're human and we will make mistakes.
Yeah.
But just be reminded of how precious it is that you have what you have together. It's worth
very important.
It's worth fighting for.
Yeah,
that is it. All right, guys, we'll be right back.
Celebrate with the winning spirit, Ray Rum. The time by Ray and Nephew White Overproof Rum is
12:45.
This is a public service announcement from Flow. Flow advises its customers that their offices and retail stores will be closed at 1 p.m. today, Monday, November 4, 2024, due to the current tropical storm warning. Customers are encouraged to use their online and digital channels to conduct service and account-related transactions. Please stay tuned for further updates as we monitor the weather developments. Flow thanks you for your understanding and encourages you to take precautions to stay safe. That was a public service announcement from Flow.
Experience unmatched performance and ultimate control with KYB shocks from Bird's Auto Parts. KYB shocks are perfect for every ride. Choose from our wide range of shocks such as Gas Adjust, Scorch Force, and XLG, which provides superior handling and stability on all terrain. For a smoother, safer, and more reliable drive, choose KYB. Available now at Bird's Auto Parts. Get 15% off your purchase of 2 or more KYB shocks. August 9 to November 8. It hurts if you don't check Birds.
Total Tools Rental and Electrical Supplies is Jamaica's one-stop shop for tools and equipment rental, sales, repair, service, transportation, and parts. They almost always have it. If they don't, they will source it. Check out their pickup and delivery service and their equipment with operator for hire service. Visit their Ocherius or Crossroads branch. Follow them on social media. Call or WhatsApp 876-834-5300.
All right, welcome back to Timeline on Cliff Hughes Online. I'm the Stinger Honeybee. Now, from Hughes to Headley to Blue, the Headleys are still in a celebratory mood in a heartwarming video shared with loved ones. Janelle and Adrian announced the gender of their baby. The joyful moment was captured on camera, showcasing their excitement and anticipation. And we have a clip.
Right. So remove the pin. So remove that spin on the pin. No pressure. Just pull it. Pull it forward. Pull it down. All right. So let's see. Come on, let's see properly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, help me out here. 10. 9. Oh wait. All right. Straight up. Alternate number. So 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
These are the special times, times we'll remember. These are the precious times, the tender times, we're holding our hearts forever. These are the sweetest times, these times together. And through it all, one thing will always be true. The special times are the times I share with you.
So lovely, so lovely. Then Cliff, oh, you're so happy, says a boy.
I wanted a boy.
You see your face? Oh my. Well, that's just so sweet. Congratulations. Congratulations to Janelle and Adrian. I'm sure they'll make wonderful parents.
Oh, yes.
Yes, indeed.
It's an unforgettable moment.
Yeah? Oh, gosh.
You'll never forget that.
You can feel it. And I love the fact that neither of them knew.
Yes.
But did Janelle want a girl?
Yes. She wanted a girl. Her mom wanted a girl.
Yes.
I wanted a boy.
And Adrian wanted a boy too?
And Adrian wanted
what
a boy.
What a sin thing.
And Adrian's father wanted a boy.
Look at you now. Well, a boy it is.
Yes.
A boy it is.
But we'd have accepted a girl just
That's
as fine.
what I know. No, that's still happy because,
Yeah.
it's such a precious gift.
Yeah, but, what I want to ask you.
Yes.
In our time, we never know about a gender reveal party.
Yes, these are very modern things you say because we like to celebrate things and moments. So something like that, it is significant because the moment you don't know what gender it is going to be. It's not like you can choose. Well, you can if you're doing the thing. But otherwise, if you're going naturally, you don't know. And so the moment you find out, it really can be something beautiful. So
no, I know.
Oh no, used to be a same moment, and just go a hospital and them say, "Is a boy or a girl? Is a girl?" Okay, yes,
Exactly.
But it can
like it
be.
was when Janelle was born.
Yeah, did you find out on the day?
Yes, when I saw her come out.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, so but then you didn't even know before.
No, you didn't make an attempt to know.
Oh, and some people do that still, Some people still like to wait until the day of. But it's also a sweet sort of thing to find out and then prepare, for the child and to get the name and everything ready.
And then what was also interesting, how you had to keep it a secret.
Yes.
So one member of the family was designated
to know, because somebody
that he was going to be the guardian of the secret.
Can you imagine having that burden?
Yeah.
Looking in their faces and knowing. Oh my gosh.
No, it wasn't me.
No, it wasn't Cliff. You saw Cliff react. There's no way it was Cliff. Even when you got the paper, I saw you look at it.
Yes.
It was not you.
I wanted to see it.
Yeah, with a self-confirmation. Oh my. Wow. That's really such a sweet moment.
I raised a girl, now I'll raise a boy.
Look at you. Congratulations, Cliff. I'm sure you're going to make a great grandpa.
I think so.
And you go spoil him?
No.
No?
No.
Well, good. You see, I said no till I see sweet little face. So you said no. Oh gosh, but happy times.
Well, it was nice. Very nice. Very happy.
Yeah.
You're bringing into this world a new life.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It is awesome.
It's a commitment for a lifetime.
A very
and
serious
in particular,
responsibility.
This time, this era, this age we're living in.
Yeah.
Raising a child in today's world is so much more difficult.
It is. There's so many more factors to take into consideration. So many more influences. Things to guard them from. But once you have your core family that is strong, that build a strong foundation for you, I think you can trust that this child will be well.
Right.
Will be well.
So the next big moment now is to have a safe delivery.
Yes. All right. Looking forward to it.
All right.
Okay.
That's how we're going to leave it for today. I want to say thanks to our producer, Jareen.
We got Jareen.
Jareen Campbell is deputizing for Nora, who is off on leave again.
One,
again.
No, I can't leave. No.
Thank you so much, Jareen. And of course, our technical operator, Kevin Williams. To all of our callers, our YouTubers, and WhatsAppers, and our tweets, thank you so much. I'm Cliff Hughes. And you are?
Honeybee.
Yeah. We're going to make way now for Oasis with Loy Gale and then it will be the entertainment block.
That is it.
Take care of yourselves.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock. Like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock.
You've just heard Cliff Hughes online on Nationwide 90 FM. Join Cliff Monday to Thursdays between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. for Cliff Hughes online.
Like a rock. My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.